You can do sign language. This is quicksand. I just learned this is quicksand in sign language. And if you drown in quicksand, you do this. This looks awful.
Oh, Briggy.
There we go.
Good question,
I
actually.
believe I set the right sound settings now on the new feature.
Briggy.
Yep.
You know the critical hit thing?
Yeah.
Is it like max damage per action? Or is it max damage from that one specific attack?
It's max damage you can do in that attack.
In one attack?
In that attack. Specifically that attack. If you roll a 20, you roll whatever your maximum outcome damage is going to be. Well, you roll your damage plus whatever the maximum is. So it's not like a double of a 2 or something shitty. It's whatever you roll plus the maximum potential output in that turn that you.
One attack, not in the action, or with the action.
In whatever you roll the 20 on.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, apparently I'm too quiet. That's a first.
Speak louder.
I'm speaking louder! Sorry, I shouted while upping the volume at the same time, so that was pretty mean on my part. Alright, there we go, that should be about right. Maybe I'll drop the local sounds too. Louder? No, Jeff, no, that's it. If you can't hear me, just turn your speakers up. And I realise that the frame is weird on my, You know what, whatever. If something looks weird and wrong, it's because it is, and I'm not fixing anything else. We've started.
Oh, you got a new computer. That's why I'm smart.
well
I
done.
just figured it out just now.
So yes, welcome to the Ebon Death, which is very poorly prepared because, like a genius, Capo pointed out to me that when getting a new computer, it would be a good idea if I would back up my OBS scenes, which I did because I'm a smart person, but clearly not super smart as I backed it up before doing all the changes that we had last week. So this is like a 3-week-old set of scenes I've had to quickly mishmash together into a recreation of the Cold Forge. So here we go, this is it, and because I've got a new monitor too, all the sizings for OBS are well off, so I've had to rescale everything. Hopefully it looks okay. Anyway, with that nightmare out of the way, time to introduce some pain to the rest of you. Now, who can tell me what you were doing last week?
We went into the Cold Forge and we did a lot of group exploring, as it were. Went down about 5 floors.
Indeed.
Found a lot of tanks with all kinds of what looked like, creatures that were being combined with the res DNA or some form thereof. Work in progress. There was one with a human, one with a snake person, lots of different things. There was bodies of the what?
Count Fieri. The tank.
Yes, we
Sibriax.
We found a tank that the Sibriax came out of and went to bully the village from.
Indeed.
We found a lot of bodies of Asgardians. Asgard. Whatever they would be. Asgardians,
yep.
I guess. We found an elevator near the end, but decided to go check the other room because we needed a key card with a director level, the highest level of clearance, which conveniently is hidden in a room with bodies, which we are conveniently just about to start fighting. I think that's about the gist of it.
Yeah, but you also missed the fact that, we went to the demon contamination chamber, and I am now not red anymore, which is yay for me.
So, like I said, nothing else happened. No one changed your voice for no reason. That didn't happen. I am in denial. Please help me.
The lovely Codex, that was, a
was
new
that
AI.
Last week? That feels like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and that's 1 week ago, and that means Bucky has a new friend that is being communicated with in AI. Although this is.
I am an artificially intelligent synthetic entity. You may refer to me.
That can come up a bit in volume, Briggy.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Voice in the Sky.
I think Voice in the Sky indeed was quite quiet. But
Voice in the Sky can't go any louder, unfortunately.
In that case, the music may need to come. Yeah.
Yeah. But
I'll turn it up here.
Then we did. Oh. The ominous music that keeps following us around got quite loud at that point, and I'm confused as to where they hide the orchestra.
Warning.
indeed, I think it is a bad idea to look into the realms of where they hide that orchestra. But
Also, the voice in the sky, the codex with the decontamination, and they know a lot about everyone but me. And I came out of the thing, and now I'm sad.
But there is an upside to this, that in one area in specifics, we apparently are more intelligent than the AI. Go figure.
I don't know what you mean, so I'm gonna say you're wrong.
In most cases, you're wrong fits quite well with most things I say. So,
Data unavailable.
Can I say one thing that's not relevant? For the people that didn't watch over and on Sundays, D&D Kofefe was talking like Gersha for a bit.
It started to spread across universes.
Yeah.
It's now a multiversal phenomenon.
Most unfortunate.
Funny. Anyway, yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that does sound like most of what happened. So, I'm going to grant an inspiration to Gershaw, to M, and a Cardic inspiration to Caporius.
Bless you, DM.
And the reason for the Cardic inspiration for Caporius
Oh, no.
is because he's the only person to message me outside of game informing me that he has another character sheet ready to go in case he dies today. So I'm going to make sure that he doesn't get to use it by making sure he has Cardic inspiration.
That is unfair, because you know how many characters I've got as backup.
She's got
Yep.
like 20 characters ready to go.
Arctic inspiration for being ready to die.
Pretty much, pretty much.
She's been expecting to die like every session.
Pretty much.
Alright, so you all have Roll20 open.
Oh,
No.
hold on.
yes.
How did I forget about Roll20? I'll be there in 1 sec.
So let us flash back now to Roll20 for the double checking of everyone's cameras that I thought for sure I had fixed before we started.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kappa was out of alignment. So is Shareed, but actually I'm gonna fix that real quick.
I'm sinking.
I can always move a bit if you need me to on this side. That may be easier, like.
Ah, it's fine, already done it. There we go.
Okay.
Just have to get more of the bird in for Shareed.
More bird.
Not enough
One
bird.
bird.
And so, let me zoom
The
out
frost
of this.
snakes,
Roll
no,
initiative.
frost worms.
Yes, so the party wandered into a room in level 5 of the Cold Forge, looking for, I forgot specifically what I call it now, but in essence, a key card that would allow you to access the elevator to go down to level 6. And upon entering the inner chamber of the of this particular experimental site, you walked past one corpse of an Asgardian and found from Codex that that they didn't have what you needed. And upon entering the final chamber, you found two corpses, which you believe one of them, at the very least, will have the keycard required. However, as you began to take in your surroundings and explore the room, two unknown specimens have made their way from where they were clinging to the walls covered in ice and have begun to bear down on the party. The specimens look vaguely wrist-like in their appearance. There's a lot of chitin, a lot of an insectoid vibe to them. However, these creatures have large, crested heads and seem to glow an iridescent blue whenever the light hits them. And as they hiss and roar at you, it is time to roll for initiative.
17.
6.
16.
10.
God, don't put me first, guys, please. Oh god. Oh boy, okay.
6.
10.
Shreed not at 10.
Oh, 21.
And with 21.
Ooh!
Nice. Bruh.
Sorry, Ashley, what were you?
16.
16. And Fanny Boss?
23.
3. Damn. Right. Let's get rid of that main theme and switch over to our battle music.
You see that time when you told us to raise our volume because you lowered the music and made codecs the same? Doesn't work when you keep the wrist the same as well.
But how will they be scary if not for
Very
unintentionally high volume?
Why does this
Loud
music
is
sound
scary.
like
Sorry, is,
we're at
Five
the
nights at the
circus?
most.
Creepy circus.
is that better?
That's better. Yes,
That is a
thank
lot
you.
better, thank you.
Thanks.
Alright, and rolling for the 2 creatures. Alright. It does sound like a creepy circus. It's not a creepy circus, it's Brinstar Depths from Metroid. I mean, totally original music and not copyright anyone whatsoever at all.
Riggy,
Yeah.
what do we do when we have matching initiatives?
Whoever told me first goes first. Which means that Shreed beat out Oscar because Shreed said 10 sooner.
Fair.
I mean, don't worry about it, Charles. You're definitely going last.
Awesome.
Really? None of the enemies threw a 6 or lower?
No,
Briggy? That's
no,
impressive.
no.
What if like a plus fucking 15?
They
like, come
physically
on.
couldn't go last.
That's what I'm saying.
With that in mind, it is the frost specimen to the south, the bottom of the screen, who's going to go first. And he's going to move. It's always harder for me to like realize how far they can move when they're that big. Oh yeah, there's
Well.
plenty of space. Yeah, so this particular specimen comes lumbering over and gets all up in Gershaw's grill immediately. And he's gonna attack with a bite. And that's gonna be a hit. And Gershaw, you are gonna take 26 piercing damage. And 8 cold damage.
I am going to use the ability of... so that's my 10 HP gone and 6 damage taken. And I have an ability... cold damage, yeah? Yeah, I can deflect energy with Body of the Astral Self. I can reduce the damage taken by 1d10 plus 5.
Alright, and...
So that's 12 reduction.
Alright.
So how much do I take?
Well, you took 8 cold damage.
Oh, so none.
Yeah.
Okay.
You are going to be swallowed by this creature.
Huh?
Excusez-moi?
What?
So you will be blinded and
Good for
restrained.
you, buddy.
So, okay, no, sorry, you roll a dexterity saving throw for me first. Get a little ahead of myself reading that.
Got too excited.
16. I'm going to use inspiration because I don't think that's going to be enough, to be completely honest.
Alright.
27.
Alright, that'll be enough. You're fine.
Fucking hope so. If it was like, that's not enough, I'd be like,
Alright, and it's gonna bite you again. Which, unfortunately, will miss on its second time. Your AC's 20, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, then it's gonna miss. That is a pathetic roll.
Tandem.
And then, ending its turn, the next frost specimen is going to move. It is going to move. Again, how far away is everybody? Yeah, cool. It's going to get all up in Solgra's grill. And it's going to attempt to bite Solgra. And that will hit. And Solgra, you're going to take 31 piercing damage. And 3 cold damage. And can you roll a dexterity saving throw for me, please?
To let you know, I did get advantage on Dex against effects that I can see.
Alright.
From 12.
Is 12 your highest roll at advantage?
Yeah.
You are now swallowed by this creature as it lumbers over you. Meaning... Okay. A swallowed creature is blinded and restrained, and has a total cover against attacks or other effects outside of this specimen. You will be taking damage at the start of each of its turns. I'll read this bit out for Granola, just to give you an idea of what's happening. If the specimen takes 30 damage or more on a single turn from a creature inside it, it has to do a roll, otherwise it will regurgitate you. So you can attack from inside.
That's what I was planning on doing.
Yeah.
What do we see?
You see this huge creature lumber over and just immediately just bear down on Solgra and swallow her whole.
Regret asking, thank you.
And as it rears back up, there's a space where Solgra used to be, and a very angry-looking creature staring at the rest of you.
I'm even more sad now.
And before it ends its turn, the creature lets out a horrifying trill, a haunting cry, which means all of you, can you roll for me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Sir.
Do I get...
I'm gonna use this.
15.
Random question: do I have to roll a wisdom saving throw considering
you
I'm
cannot hear it.
Oh no, 12.
Who says this? I used inspiration and I did another 6.
It says you have advantage on Wiz brackets insight.
It's not an insight check.
Oh, dang it. 26. Oh, not 20. Happy with that.
Lucky bastard.
Alright. Did anybody who rolled below a 20? Oh, but yeah, did anyone other than Charles roll above a 20?
Cactus, which is mutant.
Oh, I got 23. Sorry, I was muted.
Alright, so Gershaw and Sharid are the only two unaffected by hearing this horrifying cry. The rest of you, minus Solgra, because you're inside the creature, will now be stunned for 1 minute in-game.
1 minute?
10 rounds.
Fucking hell, okay. Do we keep track of this ourselves?
Yeah, so stunned is a stunned creature is incapacitated, can't move, and can speak only falteringly. The creature automatically fails strength and dexterity saving throws, and attack rolls against the creature have advantage. So, these creatures now have advantage on everybody apart from Gershaw and Sharid.
But can we still move, or are we stunned? Like, can we still do things?
Incapacitated.
Oh,
An
that's no.
incapacitated creature can't take actions or reactions.
Is there anything that we can do and roll at the beginning of our turn, or...
So a creature can repeat the saving throw each time it takes damage and at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself after success.
Bastard.
Once a creature successfully saves against this effect, or if this effect ends for it, that creature is immune to the trill of all these specimens for the next 24 hours.
Okay.
Oh, so we're immune now, me and Cactus.
Yes, you and Sharid are now immune to the horrifying trill of the frosted specimen.
I asked the party, do you guys want me to hurt you? Or like slap you out of it?
We can't talk, we're just gonna be like, what?
Yeah,
Ricky,
Kevin has-
That's
does
my...
that count as a charm by any chance? No.
No, it does not.
Okay.
Would it be intimidation? Oh no, that'd be charisma. Ignore me.
This
Well, this sucks.
specifically would be, it doesn't say, but I imagine it would be fear, if anything.
Yeah.
I just cured my brittle bones and now I can't move again. It's a nightmare.
Hearing the party not be able to talk, I say go once for yes and for no.
Well, we'll have to just see what happens when it gets around to the turn. Anyway, Fanny Boss, it's your turn.
Okay, done. I mean, there's nothing I can do. So.
Right on time.
Oh,
Perfect.
hold on, sorry, I need to translate that.
Now go ahead and roll a Wisdom saving throw for me.
Okay.
And pray that it's above a 20.
Fucking hell.
Oh, no, you are still incapacitated.
Oh no.
The stun persists. Em, it's your turn.
Same, to be honest. Yeah.
Roll a Wisdom saving throw.
Wait a minute, Briggy, it's not possible for Fanny Wars to get a 20.
Well, that sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It is, but not alone.
Yeah.
You'll need to get some help. That's
Part of
very
inspiration?
unfortunate.
See you guys later.
Oh, I can't do
I'm
that.
gonna use inspiration to reroll that. 14. Getting closer.
Getting closer.
I'm gonna waste all my inspiration on this, I can see it. Fine.
Unfortunate. Caporius, it's your turn.
May I do my wisdom save? 21! I am wise, I have seen the light.
You are now safe from the effects of the trill for the next 24 hours.
Cool.
Alright, moving down.
Are we
Solgra.
always swimming?
At the end of your turn, you will be, yeah. Solgra, it's your turn.
Sweet.
So as you
Delete all
are
of that again.
restrained, you can't move because obviously you're inside the creature. And you have disadvantage on saving throws. So yeah, pretty much everything else is as normal. Oh, and you're also blind, but I don't feel like you need to be able to see to hit. Just as long as you're hitting everything around you.
Is there space to swing them all about? Are we like doing suspension of disbelief here?
I mean, it wouldn't be like a full, like, welly swing, but you could still, like, you know, knock it around from the inside. It's like,
Well, first of all, I would like to rage.
You are raging.
And I guess I'm gonna attempt to. Natural 20.
Ooh.
Hit, sorry.
Alright, roll what you would normally roll for your attack, and that will be the best way for me to see what your actual crit would be.
What, my normal?
Yeah, so roll everything you're gonna roll for this attack. and then I will just add on the maximum at the end.
Bear with. What? Just roll my normal damage? Or
Yeah,
what?
yeah. Roll your normal damage,
Okay.
so I might see what the normal damage is. Is that all you
14.
roll in this attack?
Like my normal damage.
Oh, don't you have anything like extra on top of that for your being enraged and whatnot?
That is enrage.
It's just a 2d6 plus 8? That seems low. I'm sure you were hitting harder than that, like 3 levels ago.
No. You have 2 attacks.
No, I thought there was a barbarian thingamajig that gave you even more damage on top of that plus 8 that you've got.
Oh, brutal critical.
Yeah, I do have brutal critical as well, but
But
told me
that's
just
the
to
dice.
ro-
That's
you
another
just told
attack
me
dice.
to, yeah, you just told me to roll my normal damage in rage, which is 2d6 plus 6.
It'd be 3d6 plus 6 in this case.
Yeah,
Because
but he told me to to do.
No,
my
no, no,
normal
no, I
damage.
mean, no, sorry, roll everything except what you would get from the critical.
That is everything except the crit.
Then where's the 3d, where's the extra dice coming from?
Well, that would be adding the crit.
This is.
Bru-
Did you
brutal
do this out of the session?
Oh, this should be
Right.
so much easier, guys!
Right, Briggy.
Why don't you just roll
Right.
your crit as per usual? Just don't listen to geeks. Just roll your crit.
I'm just gonna roll my like the thing that I have listed for crit.
What does the thing you have listed for your crit actually say?
It's now 3d6 plus 36. And enraged, it's 3d6 plus 40.
No, because if your basic hit can only be 2d6 maximum plus 8, then that would just be another plus 20. So it'd be 2d6 plus 28. That's what I'm saying. Something seems wrong about that. I feel like you're missing something. I can't log into D&D Beyond for some reason to check your character sheet. That seems way too low for your critical. Damn it, wizards. Sign me in.
I'm a barbarian, I
so
don't do
those-
maths. You
so those
calculated
regular
it for
hit
me
is
last time.
2d6 plus 6. Your regular with rage is plus 3, so it's 2d6 plus 9 for a regular hit. And then you have brutal critical, which gives you an extra smork.
Remember when we were gonna use a timer?
So if there's a crit on regular D&D, it would be like 3d6 plus 9 and then times 2, because that's a regular. But in this system, it's 3d6 plus
Alright,
9
so it's 3d6
plus...
plus 9, which makes it significantly higher then. So it's 18 plus 9 plus the maximum of that.
So it's basically add 27 onto what you're doing there, which would be 3d6 plus 35.
That sounds closer.
Yeah. 3d6 plus 35 is the roll which we'll go with then.
Yeah, so it's 27 plus... Yeah. What Charles just said.
What? Oh, no, sorry. 27 plus 9, 36. 3d6 plus 36.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3d6 plus 36 is your roll.
Is that my normal crit or my rage crit?
That's your rage crit.
It's 3d6 is the dice you roll. That equals 18. 18 plus 9, because you're adding plus 9, is 27. So that's your maximum output. So it's 3d6 plus 9 plus 27.
But you told me to just to roll my normal roll.
Which should be 3d6 plus 9, yes? That is what you roll.
Well, that's... Oh, no. On a regular roll, it's 2d6
Okay, what I
plus
meant
9.
was roll everything without the double part of things. So I could figure out what your base was and then just add that. I thought that was implied. Apparently your character got way more complicated.
Right.
We just said it! 3d6 plus 35, yeah? Roll that.
Yeah. 36.
36.
36, cool. That's gonna be enough to get you regurgitated. God damn, we're starting a new campaign at level 2. Alright, so...
Please get another crit.
If the worm takes 30 damage or more on a single turn from a creature inside it, the worm must succeed on a Constitution saving throw at the end of that turn, or regurgitate all swallowed creatures. Alright, so it's at the end of this turn that you'll have to find out if you're regurgitated. So that was... How much damage was that? 36?
Also, there's another attack.
44.
Yeah.
And also I have another attack. Oh no.
No, sorry, it was 44,
Yeah, I
was
do.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please roll another crit.
I
I got
mean,
19.
so that's... Not a crit. Sorry, that's Fanny
No.
Boss that gets it on 19, right?
But yeah.
So what was the hit? Sorry, 19. Yeah, 19's a hit.
Yeah.
12.
12 damage.
Was the damage.
Cool. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
No.
Alrighty then, and that's gonna have to do a Constitution saving throw. And god damn it fails that really badly. So it now like throws you right up in front of it, and you're now covered in like a blue sloppy goop from its innards. But you are now free of the creature. Alright. And that makes it Sharit's turn.
Am I allowed to do a like spreading spores and have it do like only 1 damage to my teammates, or will I just have to do the full damage roll?
You'll have to do the full damage roll.
Okay, never mind then. Okay, so I'm gonna cast Investiture of Flame. I'm going to eat a spicy berry. Wow, quick timer. Okay, and then I'm gonna walk up to this one and cast a flamey thing with my action. It's gonna do a straight line down, zip. It's a DC 17 Dex throw, and then I'm going to use my bonus action to cast a necrotic berry. I guess just right over here. And it has to do a DC 17 con throw. And
Alright, DC 17 con throw. It passes.
okay, it does nothing. And then there's a DC 17 dex throw for both of these down there.
DC 17 dex. Top one fails, bottom one fails.
Okay, then they're both gonna take. I died.
What?
They're both going to take fire damage. 48 fire damage.
Alright, roll for the one in front of you first, the top one.
21 and then 17.
Alright, 21 and then 17.
And then the one beside me is also going to have to make another throw. Let's see. No throw needed. It just takes 1d10 fire damage for existing next to me. So that's 2 fire damage.
2 fire damage. Alright, this creature in front of you is really surprised at just how much you are hurting it. It's having a bad time. As the flames sort of lick at the carapace, and it sort of rears back from you. Is that your entire turn?
Yes.
Alright, Oscar, your turn.
Yeah. So I would like to cast Phantasmal Killer.
You will still be stunned, I believe.
I will still be stunned. I would like to roll. What do I roll again?
Roll a wisdom saving throw for me, please. What is it?
Snakes.
That's not going to be enough. That will unfortunately end your turn.
Oh.
Gershaw, you're up.
All right. Well, I think it's time to do the thing. That is punch.
Time to do the thing, and that thing is punch. Right, roll to hit.
25.
25 will hit.
And okay, as body of the astral self, I can once on each of my turns, when you hit a target with arms of the astral self, you can deal an extra 1d8 damage.
All right.
So we are going to do that. It's going to be so the damage will be rolling 2d8 plus 5. So that's 11 force damage, and I'm also going to spend a key point, and it has to roll a con saving throw of 17.
Right, con 17. And it passes.
Okay, it's going to take another hit. 26, which will hit.
Yep.
So it takes 11 force damage again. And we'll do another con saving throw, 17.
Another con saving throw, and it passes.
I'm going to spend another key point to do Flurry of Blows. So I'm going to take another 2 hits. $27.
That will hit.
Oh, that was a funky roll. 11 damage again. Really consistent with those 11s on the damage. Another con saving throw.
11 damage and con saving throw. It passes.
Another hit. 23.
That hits.
$13 force damage and another con saving throw, please.
13 force damage and incoming con saving throw, and it passes.
Damn.
All 4.
You
Con-
might have
17.
been able to figure out what its what its highest
Yeah.
stat is.
Yeah.
Cool. And anything else in your turn?
No.
Alright, and that's the end of the first turn, which was mighty fast. This might be done very quickly if I remind you that it's like 2.6 turns to kill, according to the challenge rating.
I don't believe that anymore.
But that does bring us
But
back to the top.
If we survive the being stunned for the 10 turns, then we can count from there, maybe.
It is Frost Specimen number 2 who's stood in front of Gershaw, and he's just going to respond in kind and go for that bite. So he lumbers over you and attempts to bite you, and that is a 26, which hits. And he does 19 piercing damage and 12 cold damage.
I'm going to do my reduction
Yep.
thing.
How much is the reduction?
1d10 plus 5. 10.
So you take 2 cold damage,
Okay.
and you will now need to succeed on a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. Sorry. Didn't count Eric's as the capital. It's plus 9. I was looking at wisdom for some reason. I'm going to use inspiration, because hell no am I getting swallowed. 24.
All right. You are fine. It is going to bite you again. And 26 will hit, and you will take 23 piercing damage and 8 cold damage. So do your reduction. I'm pretty sure you can, like, that's going to be maximum of 2 if you roll the worst possible roll.
12.
Yeah, you're taking 0 cold damage. And finally, roll a dexterity saving throw again for me, please.
What the fuck was it?
Plus open parentheses.
You broke the matrix.
18.
Unfortunate, as that will get you swallowed by the creature. And Caporius, you're looking directly at the creature in front of you, and you see a sort of parting in the air and the mist that's vaguely Gershor-shaped, as he no longer seems to be stood in front of you, but rather in the belly of the beast.
Okay.
And that will be the other frost specimen now, who is turning his attention on Shareed, because the fire is bad. He does not like the fire, and Shareed is bringing the fire. Therefore, Shareed is going to be eaten. So Shareed, he's going to attack you by biting you. Oh, before I do that, is there anything he has to do at the start of his turn?
No, it's the end of the turn.
End of the turn. Okay, so he's going to bite you. That's a 29.
That might hit.
Okay. You are going to take 22 piercing damage.
Okay.
And 9 cold damage.
Okay, that's half because I have resistance right now.
Right, okay, so we'll round down, so it's 4 cold damage.
Okay.
You now need to roll a dexterity saving throw.
And
that will not be enough. You have been swallowed whole by the creature.
Alright, you hear me saying, "Come get some."
It will now turn its attention, now that it has eaten the fiery bird, to somebody else. And it's gonna...
Tiny miny mo.
It's gonna just step slightly to the side, still maintaining that combat distance.
Hey, Shareed
with
is
its
free
soldier.
though. Oh.
No, Shareed's to the side. And it's gonna bite Fanny Boss. Fanny Boss, that is a 27, so that's definitely gonna hit you.
Mayday.
You're gonna take 21 piercing damage and 9 cold damage.
Right.
So before anything else, you have taken damage, so can you roll that wisdom saving throw?
Hold on a minute. Let me put the damage in.
He can't hit 20.
If he rolls critical without help, I'll count it.
19.
That is the opposite of what he wanted.
That's a critical.
A critical fail.
Critical fail, it counts.
So could you also now roll a dexterity saving throw for me, please?
Is there any underflow here where like zeros become 20s?
Zero's the new 20.
Oh, sorry, no, you're stunned, so you automatically fail the dexterity saving throw. So you too will join Shareed in the belly of the beast.
You can play cards.
Oh god.
I look at Fanny Boss. Just like, sup.
Come here.
Also, Fanny Boss is gonna have to he's gonna take damage from me by being close to me. You're gonna take 3 fire damage, so you can roll your throw again.
Yeah, you can now roll your wisdom saving throw again.
Dunks.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
I invoke Gardic Inspiration.
Kardik, I have cards. You give him Kardik.
Yes, I have loads. I mean, I have a limited amount that is very secret, but yes, Gardic for Russell, please.
Alright. So what have you rolled before I pull the card? So you rolled a 17. So effectively, you need me to pull a 3 out. You think you need me to pull anything but an ace or a 2?
Wait, aces are 1, not like 13?
Aces are a 1.
Oh, that's rude!
Yikes.
Yeah, Ace is the strongest one.
Still a 1. Strongest one.
Alright, shuffle the deck. And pull a card. What is it? Oh no!
It's a 1.
It's an ace. Oh, just so I can prove that I'm not faking this. Go on, is my camera gonna?
Okay,
That
now.
right there is an ace.
Can I use another one?
I believe there is another card inspiration out there.
Is it allowed to 2-on-1
Yeah,
roll?
I'll let you expend one just because.
Please, let's start
For the
with
drama.
aces.
Yeah, if this is another ace. That's not
That'd be
gonna
actually
do
so
now.
funny.
Are you spending another card there, Capo?
Unless anyone else wants to chime in.
I don't think
I
anyone else
only
has
have
card.
one. How many do you have?
I have 2 more.
Up to
I
you.
have a Cardic
You
as
give
well.
Mine.
Yeah, fine, no, you
Mine
can
was
have
a
another one.
birthday present, so it could have a bit of a bonus at it, just saying.
No, it's okay. I'll use another one, and Russell will just owe me. Okay,
Alright, so that's another card inspiration. Flipping the card over. No! No!
No, that's not fair.
I'm not even kidding!
Oh god.
I shuffled the deck
That's
and that
still
was 2
garbage
aces
down
in a
the drain.
row!
Are you having a laugh?
That was
Okay,
2.
I'll give him mine. Please.
Alright, using M's Cardic, and that is a 8. So definitely enough to pass.
Yeah,
I can't believe the first 2 in the
no.
deck.
Say ace.
I can't believe we had 2 aces in a row before we got a higher
I'm actually
number.
pissed at that. Jesus Christ.
Goodbye, birthday present.
2 aces
Russell, I
and
hope
an
you're
8.
happy now that you can move.
So yes, you are in the belly of the beast, but you are no longer stunned, and you are immune now to the effects of the trill for 24 hours.
Is that like the equivalent of Russell standing there going, and both of us going, come on, come on, come on. Move.
You just watch the dwarf get like swallowed whole by the by the frost
Oh,
specimen.
that's also happening. God, we should have just left him. He was in there anyway.
So he can now move, but he also can't move because he's stuck inside the frost specimen alongside Shareed.
Yeah, so it says any creature that is moved within 5 feet of you for the first time or ends its turn there takes 1d10. Is Russell gonna have to take double damage from me or just the one time?
Just the one time.
Okay,
And that's going to
Okay,
end the frost specimen's turn.
then it's gonna have to make some rolls. The DC 17 Constitution.
And it passes.
Okay, and then it just takes 1d10 damage because I'm close to it. Fire damage.
1d10 fire damage, roll it.
I did 5.
5. Alright.
Shouldn't have had all those chilies.
You live like spice.
The rest of you see as the creature sort of rears back and opens its jaws and just kind of belches a flame.
Huh.
It looks very terrifying.
Yeah.
And that's going to make it Fanny Boss's turn.
Fucking finally. I will smack a Rooney inside.
Are you going to ignite the
sword.
sword?
Yeah, and then fire. So I'm gonna have to use that turn then as well. Oh dear. That's good. Plus 9. I think it's plus 9. 18.
That's going to hit.
Oh, damage. 14.
That's 14 slashing.
And then from the fire, 11.
And 11 fire damage. Alright, you and Shareed both get the worst of it in terms of sound as the creature screams in pain. You being inside, it's amplified a fair amount. The rest of the party just see more flames sputtering from its jaws.
I'm gonna tell it to shut the fuck up. And then hit it again.
What was that? Mop. Mop. Mop.
Alright. Second hit. That's just 11.
Alright, 11's not gonna hit.
Nope. 18 again.
18 will hit.
14. Wait, that's exact. Okay.
14 slashing.
And then fire. 8.
8 fire damage. Again, the creature screams. Anguished roars as flame continues to erupt from its jaws. The rest of the party can see all this fire just pouring out. You can see the dim orange glow sort of appearing in its chest cavity, leaving a faint shadow of a dwarf on its chest.
Mate.
That brings us down to M. Can you roll a wisdom saving throw for me, please?
I'm gonna use the last inspiration I have.
Oh no. Well, the good news is that while you were rolling that, I was also rolling for the creature, and as it continues to erupt flames from its jaw as you try and find the will to continue, suddenly it begins to hack and eventually vomits up first the dwarven warrior Vanibos, followed closely by Shreed tumbling over him as it coughs. The two of you now covered, much like Solgra, in some luminescent blue goop.
I'm there and I'm like, Was that the good news?
That was the good news. You've got.
We were already doing damage from inside the thing, though. I'm just there with them covered in gross things, and
At least you're not covered in the gross things.
True. But I can't move.
Well, that brings us to Corporeus.
Quick question of a technical kind. Since all these 6-second intervals are supposedly happening at roughly the same time, could I make the argument that my bonus action could take place as Gershaw was going in?
Yeah, alright, I'll allow it. I want to see where you're going with this.
Well, I'm going to start with the main action anyway. I'm going to cast Slow on both these bastards, which will require a Wisdom 17 saving throw from you, please, for both of them.
Okay, so...
Otherwise they will be slowed.
Top one fails, bottom one passes.
Okay, so the top one now has, to remind you, -2 armor class, -2 dex saving throws, cannot use reactions, can use either an action or a bonus action on its turn, and regardless of any abilities or magic items, can make no more than one melee or ranged attack on its turn.
Ah, okay, nice.
Top one that was, you said, right?
Yes.
Okay. As a bonus action, I want to cast Healing Light on Gershaw as he goes in. Or, well, I want to... It's not really cast, but...
As he's in the jaws of...
I need to see him, so I need to, like, see his
You can see, like, his
feet
legs
kind of.
dangling out of the jaws as it begins to swallow him down.
That'll do. And I'm gonna do that for 5d6. 18 hit points.
Okay.
And that'll be me.
Alrighty. And that will bring us
Yes.
down to... Who is next? That is Solgra's turn. So you're covered in nasty blue gunk, but it's not doing anything to you, and you're otherwise fine.
Cool. I'm gonna attack the one below me on the map. Not. $14.
14 will not hit despite it being slowed.
Cool. I'll use my second attack then. 25.
25 will hit. Does slow give it any disadvantage on? Does it give a Solgar any advantage on attacks or anything else?
Not.
It just lowers the
No.
AC. Okay.
It just slows it.
18 bludgeoning damage.
18. And that's a pretty nasty hit on it. You can see it sort of falters and nearly tumbles over, but it regains its footing at the last second.
In that case, I would like to use my bonus action for a frenzy attack and make an additional attack.
Okay,
25 again.
that will hit.
$14 bludgeoning damage.
14. And it's somehow still standing as it turns and roars viciously at you. You can see that pieces of carapace have been sort of chipped away at and have begun to crack and fall away, showing more of the bioluminescent blue underneath. It looks as if it could be bleeding. You're not sure. Either way, whatever that bioluminescent blue stuff is, a lot of it is starting to pour and drip between the carapace plates.
And that's the end of my turn.
Alrighty, and that brings us down to Shareed.
Okay.
Oh god.
I walk over between the two of them. They're both going to take 1d10 fire damage, and then I'm going to use my action to straight line across both of them, and then bonus action eat a buff berry.
Alright, so what damage are they taking?
1d10 fire damage each. So the first one takes 4, the second one takes 5, and then it's a DC 17 dex throw, but they all have -2 dex because of the slow. Oh, no, the top one has -2 because of the slow.
Alright, so what was the DC on that?
DC 17 dex.
Alright. Top one definitely fails it, and the bottom one also fails it.
Okay, top one takes 26, and the bottom takes 15 fire damage.
Okay, so that's that much. What does the bottom one take?
15.
15.
And then I'm just gonna add my bonus HP for my buff here.
Alright, so as you cast, the one just north of you shrieks in agony as it tumbles and falls to the ground, its carapace slowly burning away, frost retreating in a circular pattern around it as it dies.
And as a reaction, I'm gonna use my spore to revive it with 1 HP as a familiar.
Of course you are. As soon as I've hit the damn delete button, whereabouts is it on my list? It's there.
Nice.
Name. Friendly. Frost. Zombo. Alright.
And I believe it obeys mental commands. I'm just gonna make it stand over against the wall.
Alright. So it's just gonna stand over there. On 1 HP.
I want to keep it safe. And that's my turn.
Alright. Goddamn. Okay, and that brings it down to Oscar.
Hello. I would like to roll to get out of this first.
Alright, roll. Well,
Yes.
it's the end of your turn when you roll it, so you have to roll a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
12?
That's not high enough.
Bye-bye.
And finally, Gershaw.
Quick question.
Yeah?
Is AC the same when you're inside it?
Yes.
Okay. Now you're for an attack.
Sorry, before you do your attack, when you're rolling, I just forgot before we do that.
How much damage does he take?
Not you. Everyone that's not Gershaw, because you're not inside of the body of Aris, can you all roll a dex saving throw for me, please?
What about the ones that are stunned?
No, you automatically fail those, so you and Ozzy are going to automatically fail those dex saving throws.
17.
20.
And Fanny Boston Soldier?
13.
13. And
Hold on, sorry, what?
dex saving
Dex
throw,
saving.
please.
Yeah.
Is it a damage thing that we're gonna take to fail?
Oh yeah.
21.
Does it still count that I only take half damage when I fail dex saving throws?
Yes, it still counts because it's on a fail. So all you're doing is you're automatically failing because of the stun. So you're still taking only half damage.
Okay.
Alright, so anyone that rolled above a 20 is taking half damage, and everyone that rolled under a 20 is taking full damage. And the damage will be 24 cold damage. So 12
how about
for
exactly
half.
20?
Nope. 24 cold damage. What happens is, as the wrist falls to the ground, it begins to explode with ice, as icicles sort of penetrate outwards out of it and launch themselves across the room in 60-foot diameter. So, because I didn't roll it quick enough, I'm still going to allow you to also resurrect the body. So, friendly exploding Zombo is now still stood at the top, although he did before his
Is it
resurrection.
not exploded though?
No, it kind of shoots ice from its car. Like the carapace sort of explodes off of it in a rain of ice shards that shoot across the room.
Is it like naked now then?
Yeah, I guess you could consider it naked.
I see.
It's just this weird blue flesh that was under the carapace, and it's glowing a bioluminescent blue. Which unfortunately means that your Zombo's AC is going to be a straight up 1.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So we can kill it.
A paper cut could take it down. Sorry, Gershaw, it's your turn.
Okay. I would like to hit it. From inside it.
Alright.
$20.
That will hit.
Yep. And I'm assuming, I'm going to use my thing, so I'm going to use 2d8 for this one turn. Wait for that. So it's going to do 16 force damage.
16.
And I would like to make it do a con 17 save throw again.
Okay, con 17. It passes.
I'm going to do another hit on it. 19.
That will hit.
Six force damage and another con save throw.
-6 and a con save throw. What was the con save throw?
17.
Oh no, it's a pass. That's the lowest it's rolled for a while though. That was close.
I'm going to do spend another key point for the flurry of blows to get another 2 hits.
Alright.
18.
That will hit.
Cool, we're going to do... 7 force damage. And another con save.
And the con save is... Oh! It fails.
Cool, it's now stunned.
Oh shit.
Nice.
It is going to. I'm going to do another hit on it because I got one more thing to spend. So sorry, I got more attack with the flurry of blows, which means with advantage because it's stunned, which is a critical.
All right.
So, eight. Minutes it be 13. 23 force damage.
23 force damage. Minus 23. Alright. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
Well, no. I did the 4 attacks, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I'm all punched out. Although I don't know whether that's enough to get it to regurgitate, seeing as I hit it quite a lot on the inside.
So it's currently stunned, and what it has to do, it's still a con check though for regurgitating you. And it unfortunately passes, so it's kind of just...
With disadvantage.
Oh, with disadvantage?
Yeah, because it's stunned. Disadvantage on all save throws.
Oh, good point. Yeah, all saving throws. Wait, sorry. Yeah, stunned is automatic fails on strength and dexterity. I forgot it was disadvantage on all the others. Yeah, so it just passes by skin of its teeth on on the second one. So yeah, it's still a pass, unfortunately. So you are still trapped inside it.
Okay, I'm going to end my turn. Do I take any damage from being inside of it for a turn?
You don't take damage from being inside it.
Okay.
Yeah, you're...
I'm just chilling then.
Yeah. Honestly, like, as I look at the stats for it, I'm like, it's not really that bad to just be... Oh, wait.
Kind of the safest place to hit from.
No, sorry, you take damage on the start of its turn, not on your turn. And funnily enough, try and guess what kind of damage is inside it.
Cold damage.
And?
Acid damage?
Yeah.
Oh,
That
acid.
thing
Oh,
that,
acid.
the thing that he's immune to. So you can hang out inside one of these things for most of the day and be quite happy about it.
Okay, cool. Let me know how much cold damage you need to take when it starts its turn, which is now.
Which will be now, and it can't do a damn thing because it's stunned.
Yep.
And it will be unstunned until end of your next turn. Is that correct?
Yep.
Alright, so you're just going to take 15 acid damage, which is nothing.
Yep.
Because it cannot digest you. You are problematic for its digestive system. Followed by 7 cold damage.
You use that. 13 reductions, so none.
So, take 0 damage from hanging out in the belly of the beast.
Great.
It literally could have done with swallowing anybody else.
Yep.
Right, so that brings us back to... oh yeah, Zombo 1 is dead, so now it's Fanny Boss's turn.
All you guys have advantage on it, by the way, attack-wise.
Just saying, 2.6 turns to kill, that would bring us down to Solgra's turn. So if you can beat it either before Solgra's turn or on Solgra's turn, then the guide was exactly right with the prediction.
What one do we have advantage on?
The only one that's
The
alive.
only... yeah.
The one at the top is Zombified.
Right. Okay. Right. Well. Boom. And smackaroni. Human.
Right, roll with advantage to hit it.
The 21.
Yep, that will hit.
Well, I might as well use advantage to see. if
Yeah,
I
so you can get a crit.
Yeah. Oh.
No, it's still, that's a hit either way.
10.
10 slashing damage.
And 4.
4 fire damage. You can see that it would scream if it could. Unfortunately, it's faltering in any and all actions it's attempting to make. It just comes out like a gurgle. You kind of hear like a gurgly rumble, like right beside your ear, Gershaw, inside its stomach.
Cool.
Yeah. 26.
That's gonna hit. Did you roll both for advantage as well?
Yeah, I did.
Cool.
That's 12.
Right, so that's 12 slashing.
And 6 fire.
And 6 fire.
Yeah.
Oh boy, you can see the flames just kind of starting to gain some traction now every time you've slashed into it. Just slowly building up from its lower body and engulfing parts of it. It's still standing though. Somehow. Possibly just its inability to fall over from being stunned. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
Don't think I can do anything else.
Have you got another attack or anything?
You not have 3 fight.
Oh yeah, I've got 3 ones, what am I saying? I keep forgetting. Fuck's sake.
Also, you can just punch an ADV at the end of your roll to just roll it with the advantage. So, roll 1d20 plus whatever, space, ADV.
ADV. Okay.
That's 22. That's going to hit.
Yep. Up at 9.
9 slashing.
Plus 4.
Plus 4 fire damage. And almost as if the stun ends on this creature, it lets out a horrifying shriek. And Fanny Boss, how would you like to do this?
Well, I'm ramming my sword right up his arse.
Be careful where you ram it.
Alright.
No, I remember that, yeah.
Alright. Sword straight up the Jaxie. Gershaw, could you roll a dexterity saving throw for me, please?
Sure. Oh, nope, that's wrong.
You're on the 69. Very nice.
16.
Inspired.
You just barely managed to just sidle within like the stomach of this creature, just enough to the side that this burning weapon just appears to like slice through right next to you, and then suddenly be removed. And as the creature topples forward over, it just sort of ejects you out of its jaws from its stomach as you slide along the floor in the luminescent blue goo. And it dies. Can I delete this one, Cactus?
As a reaction, I can also save this one too.
Do we have to do dex saving throw still?
So we're gonna have to look at this as one beat.
For the thing?
One of these with a hole in its arm.
Stunned.
No, the stun will end now that both creatures are dead.
The exploding ice thing? No? Yeah?
I mean, I was given like reaction time milliseconds here to Shareed, knowing that he'd want to revive it. I want to see if he wants to save
Oh yeah,
this
he's...
thing.
Yes, I want to save it.
Alright, do what you gotta do.
Oh yeah, it's just that's my reaction.
Alright, so... Friendly... Frost Specimen 2.
Yay.
On 1 HP. And as you resurrect it, it begins to shatter and fire ice in all directions.
Can I order to like turn around?
It's a 360.
Oh, okay.
Like you can order it to turn around, but it's still gonna explode ice everywhere.
Okay, fair.
Alright, so everyone will need to roll a dex saving throw.
I'm nat 20.
Ooh.
And I would take no damage because of nimble or whatever.
7.
That's it. Also, like I said, the effects are worn off for the rest of you, so there's no automatic fails.
Oh, fuck.
We failed anyways.
Alright, so everyone that rolled below 20 or doesn't have some sort of feat that allows them to get out of it, you'll be taking 32 damage, and everyone else will be taking half that. That's 17 damage? Is that half 32? That's half 32, right?
32 is 16.
16 damage.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Can I just
Is it past half, yeah?
Yes, yeah, so 16 is
And then I
half
have a
if
feat
you
which
pass
is
it.
anything dex, then if I fail it's half, and if I pass
Can I
it...
use my inspiration to roll again?
Yeah, you can.
We gave you a shit ton of inspiration before and you had inspiration.
Yeah, but that wouldn't have. No, this is just like reroll inspiration.
Regular
It's not-
inspiration.
Oh,
It's not-
yeah, there it
it's
is.
not gonna help. It wouldn't have
Evasion.
helped
I think you've got evasion as well,
I do have evasion.
so you take half damage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 16 is the half damage, 32 is the full damage.
I rolled a 13, is that pass?
No, 20 or above is a pass.
What?
Yeah, it's a DC 20
Can
saving
I?
Oh, fuck's
I
sake.
can't like fly and just wait it.
throw. No,
My ears.
as it will be flying through the air also.
So
Fanny
now,
boss, you have second wind as a fighter. I'm pretty sure. If you're gonna die.
I'm not, no, but not ideally.
I mean, to be fair, combat will end now, so if anyone is on 0
Hmm.
HP, you can just easily
Immediately
revive them.
stabilize them.
Yeah.
Then 0.
Alright. Let's go back to our exploration soundtrack.
Nice. I'm just gonna take one of my empty flasks and quickly scoop up some of the Risgu just to keep some flasks of it.
Yep, you are able to collect quite the large sample.
Okay.
I shouldn't even bother asking if these are humanoid, right?
They are humanoid, yes.
Are they actually?
Well, humanoid in that they have 2 legs and 2 arms and a head. They also have a strange,
Oh, and that
sort of
fucking
bulbous-
bird has already revived them both. Oh, god
they
damn.
have a strange
I,
sort of bulbous, like insectoid tail segment. It isn't like the full
Right.
javelin tail that Sharid is used to seeing. It's more squat than that. But they do stand about 25 feet tall overall.
I look at Kaporius with sparkling eyes after seeing his interest.
I need a dead one, Sharid. I need a
you
dead
want
one.
It's dead. It's dead. It's just reanimated, but it's dead. You want one? And I control it to move over to Capo.
Do you need it in one piece? Like, are you happy for me to, do what I
not
need to
really.
do?
And I proceed to climb inside of mine from the open chest thing and pretend it's a TomTom or something. Or that's whatever that scene is from Star Wars.
Oh fuck!
And I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
Can I borrow your dagger real quick?
Yes, also while this is happening, I'd like to inspect one of the bodies. But yes, you can take one of my daggers.
Okay.
Alright,
Well, you should
The
inspect it first, then
non-fancy
maybe.
ones.
which one are you inspecting?
The one closest to me. I'm
Oh,
just
the floor.
out
It's up.
of-
Alright, so inspecting the body, you find that it's covered in the same sort of crystallization that you've seen previously throughout the Cold Forge. Not just in its wounds, but at this point, almost like a thick layer over the entire body. It takes you a few minutes of scratching with a dagger or any other implements you've got to get through the ice to start checking for possessions. Eventually, you do manage to find not the keycard that you're after, but there is a hefty amount of not the same gold currency that you're used to, but there looks to be a sort of leather satchel sort of attached to the suit that he's wearing, and inside it you can see that there are small rocks that look like they could be gold.
take that.
It's you try for a while to like prise this satchel off of the suit, but it's not coming. There's no give to it. You can open it and take things out of it, but it will not come off this corpse's suit.
I'll just empty it and take the small rocks then.
Alright, you empty it out and you manage to take away 8 small rocks that look as if they're pure gold.
Nice.
They're pure gold. Emphasis on the pure.
Yeah, it's like an unrefined ore, more like, rather than actual
They like pure
coins.
where I'm from, so yes.
Yeah.
That's the key word. And then I give the dagger to Caporius.
Thank you. I'm gonna very awkwardly, I assume, because this thing is fucking standing. I'm gonna get out a vial, kind of just hold it against him, and just start poking till blood comes out.
Alright, so you stand about as tall as the creature's crotch.
No, that'd be mean.
Can I command it to kneel down?
You can. It begins to kneel. Caporius.
Jeez, oh.
This looks dodgy.
Caporius is now like face to face with the jaws, and Caporius, you're getting a really good look for the first time at the massive set of jaws that this thing has. They all look to be metallic, possibly like a steel needle-like jaws. This is the first time you've seen it up close like this. You haven't really taken the time to inspect the Riss head that Shree was carrying around with him for a while. So you're.
Is it all one part, or is it segmental?
Which part of it?
The head.
The head is
The jaw, like.
the whole jaw and sort of face, if you will, of this creature appears to be segmented in a similar way that you would expect Dragonborn features to be segmented by scales. Only this time it's chitin rather than scales.
Does it have teeth?
It has very large, very sharp teeth. Each individual needle tooth is about as long as your forearm.
I'm gonna get my blood first. I want to get a vial of blood from this guy.
Alright,
Assuming
it's
that they have blood.
Very, very easy to take what you think is blood. It just happens to be this bioluminescent blue goo.
Okay. And then I'm gonna try and wedge out a tooth.
Can you do a dexterity check for me, please?
Yes.
Are you gonna fall in if you fail?
No, but he is putting his hand into what is a massive set of metallic teeth that are pointy as all hell.
Tempted.
I'm gonna use inspiration for that. Miss me with that shit. I'm actually gonna. No. 22.
22. You manage to get a decent hold on one of these teeth, and you pull at it and sort of wiggle until you feel some give, and eventually you're able to prise it out of its mouth. Although there's a split second where you think everything's about to go horribly wrong, and shards of the teeth surrounding it on either side begin to shatter, and as you pull the one out, your hand just barely misses being carved up by shards of metal teeth. You just barely miss it. But you take no damage, you're fine. You manage to get out of there. That's how I'm going with, in my mind, as the inspiration. Is it an almost?
That works.
Almost.
That works. How the hell do I write that down as an item? What did I get? It's a tooth.
Frost specimen tooth.
Okay. That's all I want to do for now, then.
Alright, what are the rest of you up to?
I'm just trying to walk off the pain, to be honest. Being bitten and then frozen is not very nice. And then, guys, there's another body over here, and it's very bloody. And I don't know whether you guys want to check it out. I'm gonna start giving it the old inspection.
I call dibs on the rocks. Tiny rocks, mine.
Well, I don't know that it has any tiny rocks or not, but I'll be sure to save them. I don't know.
Alright, so as Gershaw approaches the other corpse, moving closer to it, you get a better look at it now, and you can see that the corpse is almost cocooned and stuck to the ground. Only rather than the biomechanical material you've seen the wrists sort of use as cocoons, this is almost purely ice. It's just almost like a thick permafrost in a almost web-like crystalline pattern that's keeping this corpse held down. In the center of the corpse, there is a gaping hole in the abdomen. The rib cage looks to have been bent outwards from within.
I wish to, as the internet would say, aura at the permafrost to free the body.
Alright, so punching away at the permafrost, you eventually manage to peel it off of the ground.
Okay, and then I'm going to pick the body up with the astral arms, or as much as I can, whether that's like it's dead weight or whatever, and then proceed to drop it.
Sorry, what? You're gonna use the extendo arms of the astral self to pick up a corpse, hold it up, and then just let go.
Yeah.
Okay. It falls to the ground and topples over, landing on its front. Imagine dropping like a popsicle or a block of ice. There's no give, there's no floppiness to it. It's just a block of corpse. It just goes dunk, dunk, and falls over. It is frozen solid.
Doing this until it breaks.
It takes you 14 or 15 more attempts at picking this corpse up and dropping it again, until eventually you hear the horrendous snapping noises of bone as eventually parts of it go limp.
Okay. Now I proceed to search it to see if it's got anything on it.
Are you a psychopath? What are you doing?
Oh, I thought it was in a block of ice.
I mean, the ice was like flush to the body, like a layer of ice on it. Yeah.
I thought you were like encased in ice, like it's not accessible. I thought
once you punch it, like it's like literally covered in ice to the point that it is like once you punched it off of the ground, like broken its connection.
Yeah, no, like retcon that. I thought.
Why did you break this guy apart? Is this part of the new accent? It makes you a serial killer. Like what is this?
I mean, they create these things which are not very nice, and nearly killed us. So yeah. Fuck you.
I mean, you don't gotta defile a corpse like that. That's just messed up. Who would defile a corpse?
Shareed,
that's just wrong.
Shareed, I will proceed to gesture quite wildly at the two fucking aberrations in front of me.
I don't understand what you're pointing at. What did you do to that body? Why did you break that guy in half?
He's not in half. He's still in one piece. He's just in many pieces.
I proceed to bane the body.
He's just floppy now.
Oh.
You bane the body.
I just look away in disgust and crawl inside of my frozen wrist. Just to see what it's like in there. Just like, explore. Like, why is it so icy?
Right. Anyway, I see if there's any of that key card business on the thing.
Alright, but while you're searching for that key card, Shareed, you are going to take 16 acid damage and 17 cold damage.
I'm immune, and I'm pretty... Wait, so, like, you know how that, like, I'm wearing the cultist cloak that you said was immune to cold element feeling, right? Does that do anything?
Good shout, yeah. Then you also are kind of cozy, I suppose. You can't move. You've managed to restrain yourself. You'll have to mentally command the frost specimen to throw up if you want to get out.
Oh, I thought like when it exploded, like it has like an open chest cavity.
Oh no! It's all still like regular skin. It's everything that was around the skin, all the carapace, like shell of it. So you're now inside the wrist by choice. You are still able to command it. You kind of have a wrist mech now, I guess.
I severely misunderstood, but I'm kind of cozy, so I'll stay here for a bit.
You will need to mentally issue the command to expel bodily innards somehow to your wrist when you want to get out.
Right. Can I like poke like 2 eye holes like through the carapace?
There is no
Someone stop
carapace,
him.
it's just flesh.
Okay, well, can I poke 2 eye holes through it?
Yeah.
Please tell me you're not using your fingers to do
Yeah, I
that.
suppose
They're
you can.
claws.
And we thought Gershaw dropping the body
Oh.
repeatedly was bad. Yeah, Shareed, you can definitely like cut 2 eye holes into the chest cavity of this wrist.
Alright, then I'm just gonna do that and pallet it around for a bit.
Oh god.
And I'm gonna walk up to Gershaw and start berating him again for how messed up that was. That he kept throwing the corpse on the floor.
I'm gonna make her Rolly sit on the floor and smoke while I'm looking at this whole scene.
And like the wrist is just gonna like gesticulate with his arms, like, dude, what the heck, man? Like, why did you?
Gershaw, as you investigate this corpse, you find the keycard, and as you are pulling the keycard from the pouch of this corpse, you turn to see the wrist stomping towards you, and Shree's voice berating you as the wrist gesticulates wildly with its claws.
This is honestly part of one of my nightmares. But it's Shareed, how sturdy is your new pet?
It looks very damaged. Please don't hurt it. I know what you do to corpses, and I don't want you to do the same thing to this one.
I am
So,
going to punch
yeah,
the corpse.
you know, like, you know,
Not punch the
in the words of one of our heroes, DMX, can you please back it up?
Sorry, Russell, what did you just say?
punch the corpse.
The one that Shreed's in?
One.
Yeah.
Alright, roll to hit.
I'm just going to do an unarmed strike.
He's on 1 HP with 1
With 1 AC?
AC.
The AC of this one isn't 1. What is
Oh, because I'm controlling it?
Yeah, what does the zombie AC become?
Oh, it's 1. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Like, whatever a zombie stat block is. It's up to you.
Alright, fair enough. If the zombie stat block is 1, then it is 1 AC, yeah. So, yeah, Clanny Boss, you hit very easily.
I roll
With
an
a
nat 20 anyway.
20!
Oh.
Now we can roll on that 20.
What's the damage from your unarmed strike?
It's 6.
So that's 12 damage, which is 11 damage of overkill, because you didn't heal up the zombie wrist. You punch right through the flesh of this zombie wrist. So much so that because you've like done a bit of an acrobatic leap up onto the side of it to punch through it, you make contact with Shareed, and Shareed, you get a kidney punch for your trouble.
No, Frombo.
And then go into handstand position, handstand over to the corner, and look disappointed.
Fanny Bus handstands in the corner looking disappointed. Shareed, the zombie wrist that you're in begins to collapse, and you are ejected out of its jaws, covered in blue slime.
Alright, I'm gonna use one of my spell slots to animate dead.
Can you
Just in case I'm
reanimate
stir-
zombies?
I don't know. They're two separate things, though. One is like a spore, and one is animate dead. So, I don't know if you can reanimate it.
Let me just go and look at what was the spell for the spores for raising it? Which one did you use to raise it?
I used my class feature, which is what's it called? Fungal infestation.
Lovely.
Fungal infestation. Creature uses a zombie stat block in combat zone if you use a number of times. Alright, so the zombie stat block specifically says. Alright, I guess this feels weird, but I guess there's nothing stopping you from raising it again. Although now it has a hole in the side of its chest that Tiny Boss just punched into it.
Okay.
A little longer
this
and we can play 4 in a row.
Well, that one only lasted for 1 hour anyways. This one lasts for 24 hours. This is mine.
Do I have to punch it again?
I'm gonna sit down next to him while all this is taking place.
I offer Caporis a Rolly.
That's-
Good amber leaf here.
No, that's okay. You can keep that for yourself. Here's your dagger, though. Thank you for that.
Yes, you're welcome.
You feeling okay? You looked like you froze up a little there.
Just a bit sad.
Oh, that's... I'm sorry to hear that. Do you, Do you wanna put your name in my book for cheering you up? That's the very purpose of this book, and I offer her my book.
I just type.
Yes, flawless. See, you feel better already. I can tell. Yeah, you just haven't realized yet, but it's happening.
What is that book, by the way? Caporius?
This used to be a thing in Karar back when we were kiddos, and I guess I never grew out of it, but it's a friend journal. You get your friends to write their name in it, and then...
Friends! I thought you said French, Jordan!
There is no France in Edith.
I mean, you know, you could have French friends if you wanted to.
Ooh la la.
Like Frombo?
So I just realized I was using the wrong sound for the frost the entire time. I was using the grist sound effect. It should have sounded like this.
Ooh. I'm okay with the other one.
Yeah, well, I just want to make sure I played it at least once, because that's actually the voice of Mart.
Oh, really?
You put through a filter.
Oh.
There you go, Mart. Sorry, we should have been using it the entire time. We didn't. My bad.
I'm gonna make the Frombo reanimated Mark II like go on all fours and see if I can sit on its back.
Yeah, you can sit on its back.
And because it's 25 feet tall, does that mean there's space for other people to sit on its back?
Yeah, I suppose so. Although you look back at the door, which is the entrance to this particular chamber, and find that the door is only 10 feet tall.
But if it's on all fours, can it fit through? I pad Frombo with a little bit of reminiscence. Like we've been through some good times, but I might have to leave you soon.
You bond so easily with the enemy. But yes, of course, I did mention that, Gershor, you have hold of the gem, which acts as a data card.
Well, look at this shiny thing I found. Well, it looks like the thing that we need. I think we should probably go. You know, unless you guys want to stand around in this chilly room.
No, let's go.
What was that voice in the sky?
Affirmative.
Okay. I do not know what that word means, but I assume that means yes.
Before we go, we should probably check out those tanks at the other side.
I wish for you to stay away from all equipment that could potentially kill us all.
I'll be standing on Frombo's back. Don't worry about me.
That's even more terrifying.
Well, I don't want to talk about terrifying to a corpse defiler like you.
Gesticulates with all four of my arms.
I gesticulated with all four of Zombo's arms. Like both Zombos will just like start waving back at you.
Shireen sat in the back of one of them gesticulating, and the other two Zombos also lined up gesticulating.
Yes.
Oh, this is the downside of giving more powerful enemies for you guys to fight, is it's just more ridiculous things for Shireen to resurrect.
I feel like I've lost this arms race, but
you lost when you thought you had a chance, really.
I passed over a good berry just to to show that all's good.
So is anyone looking at the tank and the consoles?
I want to look at it. Also, I think Em has a question.
Em.
I want to look the body for tiny rocks. Gersha didn't really say anything.
Gershor, while you were finding the data card, you did happen to notice a pouch that contains some sparkly, shiny rocks of some kind.
I took it without saying anything. How many rocks did I get?
Take the satchel.
You found.
Nope, I took them out and I put them in my home.
You found 3 rocks that look like gold, and you found something that looks like a marble shining brightly from its very center, almost like a star captured in a tiny globe.
I'm going to hand out the 3 shiny rocks, the gold ones, to the 3 people around me. So 1 to Solgra, 1 to Fatty Boars, and 1 to Ushreed.
What the fuck? I called dibs, and you said yes.
I didn't say dibs on what. And
On
my
the
attention's
tiny
spent.
rocks.
These are not tiny.
How big
These-
are the rocks, Bricky?
They're about the size of a Malteser.
They're tiny. They're fucking tiny.
It depends whether you think a Malteser is tiny or not.
And I'm a tiny person in game, so...
Malteser size is subjective.
I'll get Frombo to deliver the shiny over to M.
Thank you. I'll take my rock.
This giant wrist just sort of hands you very carefully between its like 3 claws this small Malteser-sized chunk of gold.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you.
And I'm gonna sneak away over to the
I want to shake the thing's hand with my tiny hand and speak.
I mean, Shri determines how that plays out.
Yes, it gives you a tiny little handshake. It's a very friendly Frombo.
Nice, I like it. I say merci beaucoup to the zombie from.
As you are looking over the panel of the console, behind it stands 2 large tanks. The one on the right remains intact and looks to be filled with mostly some sort of bluish liquid, and within that you can see specks of Zigoo. The left tank is shattered and broken. It looks as if this happened a very long time ago. Under the layer of permafrost, you can make out words on the screen, and you find you actually understand these words, as if I had Reaper installed, Bucky would inform you, with his voice, not my voice, that the last time he interacted with a console, he automatically changed as many settings as he could throughout the Cold Forge to make them legible to the Sneven.
Thanks, Bucky.
And he lets you know that you're welcome. As you look upon the monitors, you see various readouts describing a experiment involving the Zigoo. Takes you a moment to recognize that they mean Zigoo when they use their proper name of Plagiaris praepotens, and you realize that they were experimenting in a hybrid experiment here, mixing infant frostworms with Zigoo.
I'm gonna inform the rest of the party and maybe call them over to see what we should do with this, like, incubation tube.
You know from historical texts that you've read, not ones that you were interested in, just ones that you read to make sure they didn't contain berry information and then thrown away. Somewhere in the back of your mind, you remember tales of frostworms from the Great White North, growing somewhere in scale to. Let me double check this before I tell you wrong. Well, they're considered gargantuan, so that's what. They take up like 15 squares.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I read about it today. I actually know how big that is.
Yeah, think.
There's a nice little picture for that.
Think of a cold version of the worms from Dune.
That's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we make the assumption that what we fought was like a juvenile version of that?
You could make that assumption, yes.
I'm gonna call Gershaw over. He seems to be the the man of reason.
I don't know
what would you like?
What do you think we should do with this? It seems to contain maybe like a baby version of what we just fought, and they grow really big. Like,
kill it.
At least filling half this room.
Kill it.
How?
I proceed to punch the glass.
Just to
You fucking
reiterate,
what?
the tank that is not broken contains blue liquid, similar to the blood of which you've taken from the specimens, and a not insubstantial amount of Plagiaris praepotens, or Zigoo.
I do not punch it. I leave it the fuck alone. And I step back from it and I go, well, we switch off the machine somehow. Voice in the sky?
Sorry, I'm reaching for my voice in the sky button.
By the way, I put a thing in the setting info for scale if anyone wants to imagine.
Can we somehow turn off this machine? And yeah, that would be nice.
Data unavailable.
Bucky.
And should I have set things up, you would hear Bucky's voice say, yes, Gershaw?
Can you switch off this machine somehow?
And you wait for a moment as the soulstone containing Bucky flashes with a green light for a moment before he says, strangely enough, Gershaw, the data is unavailable. I am uncertain as to whether this machine can even be powered down.
Is there a battery for it anywhere?
Plans of the facility do not show any localized battery for this experiment, only that it is running off of, most likely, the facility's shared power grid.
Shareed, I think all we can do for now is leave it alone and then find a way to power down the entire facility.
I wonder if powering it down would let them all go and not actually kill them the way that you think it will.
You hear the voice of Codex actually say potentially, although I don't have that line queued up.
Well, we either leave it to grow in this tank or let it go and potentially kill it.
Maybe we purge them one by one once we have more control.
That's what I was thinking.
I think that's a good idea. Right, Frombo?
Be advised. Creature in containment may pose a risk to continued health of observers.
Well, I'm gonna go play with Frombo. Have fun.
As my body, the actual self, is still active, I've still got the effects of the visage as well. Can I see anything inside the tank?
You cannot see anything other than the Zigu and Ziliquid.
So I cannot see, like, even like a shadow of anything, or...
No, nothing's appearing to you.
Is there any, like, vines, which I guess Gershel would look for, which are attached to it?
No, not obviously. If anything were to be attached to the tank, it would be from the underside, which is built into the plinth of which it stands. As Shreed is walking away, you hear the voice of Bucky from the stone, sort of advising you, and potentially Shreed if he's listening and not fully besotted with his zombified creatures, to maybe look over the monitor and read more of the logs. See if any further information can be gleaned from this workstation.
I would like to do that.
Alright, so as you read through, the majority of the information that you are seeing on screen as you sort of haphazardly sort of flick through it, moving your hands over the board and hoping that things happen, you are able to read bits and pieces that refer primarily to this specimen. It is unnamed. The experiment outline seems to include a infant frostworm and a chamber with the Plagiaris Pripotens. Eventually, you start to be able to get further, and there are references made to other labs within this facility doing similar experiments, only with other creatures. It doesn't tell you where these labs are located within the facility, but it gives you rudimentary progress reports from other teams, as they say in the texts, and you make out that one of these has reference to Dolmaris.
Solgra?
Yeah?
You're going to want to look at this. It's might be a bit concerning to you.
And looking over the text, it reads as a simple status update given from another team that the specimen provided by the benefactor Dolmaris is proving the most promising. Multiple entries are continued from other team members, and you see references to other creatures, but mostly you keep looking out for mention of Dolmaris, or any mention of this team that had initially mentioned him at all. And you start to pick out references to Subject 6. As they alternate between titling it Subject 6, Specimen 6, and The Host.
Might be worth looking for this host.
All right.
Is that the thing we saw on the display? You reckon? Up higher.
As
The
you
thing
are,
had a 6 carved in its head.
you could
Very
presume
go
that.
on.
As you are about to get to the end of these logs and running out of things to read that have reference to anything that you would find interesting so far, the last entry with any reference to Specimen 6, Subject 6, or the Host mentions that Specimen 6 may or may not be currently contained in the cryo facility. It's written in a few different ways. You get the idea that there is a cryogenic facility, or a cryo facility, or a cold room, as the text flashes and changes to try and match your understanding of it. Bucky working overtime to provide sort of a syntactical translation for you.
We didn't come across that yet, did we? The cryo
Maybe
facility.
we're in the cold room.
And as you mention the cold room out loud, Codex, without any sort of prompting, begins speaking and lets you know.
Level 10. Cryogenic facility.
Did someone laugh?
I heard someone laugh. So I guess this is not the cold room.
Well, we're real happy to keep going down this
I think so.
scary place. I wouldn't be opposed to taking a moment to recuperate or...
Codex also deems it wise to remind you that
Level 5. Biomass experimentation.
being your current location.
There's no need to be scared. We got Frombo.
I rest my case. We killed it, it came back. By your hands, you crazy madman.
And a small
No,
Matt Granola
that's-
here, I had assumed at some point you were going to ask for directions from Codex, so you could ask what each level is. Up to level 10.
No.
What is on levels 6 through 10? If you could list them off, please. Voice in the sky.
Level 6. Gene splicing facility.
Okay. Don't need to hear the rest. Let's go, Frombo.
Level 7. Recreation center.
That sounds like fun.
I agree.
Level 8. Redacted. Level 9. Redacted.
Oh, those sound like fun.
Those do, don't they?
Is there a shower, a decontamination unit on this floor?
What about...
I asked the party.
There was one right when we came in, I think. On that door right before the elevator.
Yeah, if it makes it easier for you, now that we're out of combat in this particular area, let me move you back to the level 5 map so you can see the entire map again.
Oh, the corridor.
But I have a feeling that there's a decontamination in the gene splicing facility.
That's a fair assumption, actually. Should we head down then? Do we have the key thing that we looked for? Gersh, how did you pick that up there?
Yes, it's in my hands.
Okay.
Together with my rocks.
No, do not. I only have one shiny marble, and that is not a rock. That is a marble.
Okay, that is very fair. Thank you for clarifying that.
And I passed out the other shiny rocks to other people, as I saw that you also got a lot of shiny rocks. And yeah,
How wholesome of you, Gersha.
I thought it was sharing is caring, and that is how it goes.
Does Frombo look like he's gonna fit out the door?
Bucky advises you that if you're going to attempt this, you should have the resurrected Riss go last.
I have a feeling that it was in here for a reason, and if it tries to leave, it shouldn't be able to get out. So, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna make my way out.
You guys go first.
Alright, so I guess everyone barring Shareed and his risen zombos makes their way into the antechamber that separates this room from the rest of the level. As you step through, the doors close, airlock style, and you hear the telltale sounds of a form of gas filling the room. Sounds very similar to your time in the decontamination chamber. And after the room has been flooded with a sort of white gas and then emptied again through vents that you're unable to see in the walls, a little green light starts flashing next to the door to the exit.
Okay, I guess we'll head on out.
Are you pressing the button, Gersha?
Yeah.
Alright, so as you press the button, you've got a little accustomed to it now. You get that same electric shock, but it's not quite as bad as the first one that you experienced.
Lightning
That was
fingers,
incredibly loud.
After a while, you begin to realize that it's Bucky that's saying that every time you press something, Gershel. You're not sure when you said this, but apparently Bucky remembers and is doing his best to imitate you.
Bucky, I did not realise you could also, venture past the wall of the fourth.
Bucky can be wherever he chooses.
Do we feel rested at all?
Absolutely not. We literally just walked through a freaking thing and got blasted with gas.
No, but you are decontaminated in that nothing has come with you. Caporius, you notice, actually do a... What did you store the blood in?
A nice little vial that I got from our friend the maniac, Shareed.
Ah, yes.
Just a generic glass vial.
The glass vial. And how is it closed? Is it cork?
I assume a cork. I hadn't written it down or thought about it.
Alright. Yeah, you do a sort of quick precursory check of the vial and find that the blood remains unchanged and fine within. And the six of you leave the antechamber, and the door again closes behind you. Shareed, on your side now, the door opens again.
I pet both Frombos, and I say, "Look, everything's gonna be all right. Just close your eyes." And I use the last of my investiture of flame to incinerate both of them, while a single tear flows down my eyes, and I walk out the door.
Damn, okay. So you walk into the antechamber, and gas begins to fill the room as the door closes behind you. And let me do a quick old roll over here. Alright.
Ah.
Warning. Threat level Delta.
I did nothing wrong.
And after a moment, the klaxons stop sounding, and you hear
Threat level Alpha.
and the door in front of you opens on its own automatically.
Can I like inspect myself to see if there's any like goo or anything? Like, why am I alpha still?
You're a threat.
Alright, as you start to check yourself and your belongings, you reach into your pack and you pull out 2 vials. One of which is now empty. The other still containing Zigu.
I'm gonna walk back into the decontamination chamber.
You walk back in and the door closes behind you and it opens in front of you.
I like tap on the wall. Codex, can I get another spray of that thing?
And nothing happens. The door behind you still remains closed. The door in front of you leading into the frost chamber remains open.
Can I like do a further inspection of my stuff just to see if there's like any goo on my person or in my anything that I own?
You don't find anything. Bucky suggests to you that the chamber is automated, and you will likely have to enter the frost chamber, turn around, and re-enter the antechamber to set the process off for decontamination again.
Okay, I'm gonna go do that. And while I'm at it, just gonna like singe the surrounding area near the door of the decontamination chamber just for good measure.
All right. Alright, this time the gas fills the room, and eventually the gas is removed from the room, and the little green light starts flashing on the wall next to the door.
Okay, I feel safer. I'm gonna go through now and join the rest of the party. Looking back and shedding a single tear.
Reaching into your pack, you find that the 1 vial you have of Zigu remains intact.
Okay.
Are you done? Sure.
The rest of the party see Shreed alone walking out of the antechamber.
I start sniffling. Everything's okay. They're in a better place.
I mean, like, we've seen you leave and then re-enter the chamber without saying anything to us. I thought that was a bit strange.
Oh yeah, I thought I was infected, but it turns out I'm okay.
Okay. Let us move to the elevator.
Okay, so you find that when you reach the door, it automatically opens, and the card that you are holding glows sort of an iridescent yellow. Just for a moment, as the door opens and closes again, the board in front of you on the back wall glows green, and you can see that there is just 1 button on it.
Bucky, how do we work this thing?
And Bucky tells you to push the button.
Any objections?
Nope.
Pushing the button.
So you push the button, and the platform below your feet begins to descend. And eventually, you hear a little ding, and the door behind you opens out into a new corridor. And as you set foot on the floor of this level, you hear Codex.
Level 6. Gene splicing facility.
As if to announce the floor to you.
Cool.
And before we explore level 6 any further, I think that's time to call a break, as we've been doing every 2 hours.
Yes.
So
Yes,
we'll have
please.
Yes, please.
have a quick break before we return. So let me just transition that to a Be Right Back screen, which I did manage to mostly recreate. I think that's about what it was.
Oh, by the way, when you say that one of the goo vials, is that like the blue goo or the black goo?
The black goo.
Oh, okay.
You were carrying 2 vials of those, and you gave them to Caporius when you were first decontaminated, but this time they were on you at all times.
Right.
So one of them has been cleansed.
Okay. My 2 blue goo vials are okay though?
They're okay, yeah. I rolled for all of them. I was going to roll for the zombos as well, but you immolated them before. I mean, it would have been very difficult. It just wouldn't have been impossible.
It's okay. It's better this way. I'm thinking like the end of like Air Bud, except like with zombie versus.
God. Wow.
Get out of here, Scram! I don't want you anymore. It's for your own good.
And on that note, I'm going to go get a beverage. I'll be right back.
Oh, it's my stream now. Hello. This is Sharid speaking. Greetings. Hi. Y'all want some good berries? Free good berries to the first person who answers. Nothing suspicious here. Just a bird and some berries. You can have good berries. Oh yes. Give a hopeless smart house a good berry. Uh-huh. Perfect. Most excellent. Welcome to the Goodberry Order. It is now your main prerogative to spread the word of Goodberry and to give as many people Goodberry as possible. Virgie has also joined the Goodberry Order. Welcome, welcome. Does Bits answer the Goodberry? Yes, it does. Yep. Okay. And Pavajak has also been added to the Goodberry Order. Okay, now keep quiet. I think God has returned to the scene. Don't tell anyone.
No, do
about your
continue
membership.
with this this cult that I
No,
see
no.
you're trying to...
No, it's a secret. It's a secret.
I can see chat.
No, that's cheating. Why are you turning green? Oh, that's the first stage. You'll turn purple soon. And then you'll know you become the true Goodberry. You're in, like, the sapling stage so far. Wave hand, move along, nothing to see here. Exactly. That's right. Chant with me. Sharid did nothing wrong. Sharid did nothing wrong.
Honestly, I figured if anyone was going to form a cult, it was going to be you. Well, actually, my bet was either it's going to be you or Fanny Boss out of left field.
Yes. Morally wrong or objectively wrong? Morally, of course.
I wonder if Capo knows that in that scale thing that he sent to chat, that the large... Well, not the large, but the gargantuan scale creature that's depicted on that is the Frostworm.
I think so. Yeah, that's why he sent it.
Yeah, it's specific... Capo, did you know that it was specifically the Frostworm on this size chart?
No, I just saw the image recently, but I suspected when I sent it that it might be that one.
That is the Frostworm.
Oh,
That's funny.
that's big.
It is a big boy. Hey, welcome back.
Not falling asleep.
I saw you get in bed and I was like, that's a terrible idea.
I'm fine. Fine.
That's how it begins.
No, I got into bed because my bed is really. I had to be horizontal for a little.
Well, don't worry. As I'm sure the audience will be unhappy to hear, but as I'm going to have to do, it will be a shorter second half this week, just because there's a lot of things that I didn't have a chance to prepare due to new PCage. So I'd rather you guys kind of had to like stall for a week and come back to it rather than do it subpar.
Understandable.
So what you're saying is no gene splicing today.
There might be bits and pieces of fun to be had, but overall I think it's going to be a much shorter second half to give me a chance to actually get things prepared. One of the
That's
things I
fair.
was noticing, and I'm sure people on the chat were noticing it, is because of the different monitor sizes I have, and because I imported certain settings, some of the assets, if I move them to other screens, like if I move the map that we're using from Roll20 to a different screen, like the 4K monitor, everything breaks. Or if for some reason, if the Discord cameras aren't on top, they stop, and they just freeze.
Oh, that happened to me too. I think it's a new Discord update. It's really annoying.
So there are a few issues that I need to work out. And also a bunch of other audio that I don't have prepared, but I do have sources of that I haven't had a chance to actually work with yet. But we'll go for a bit longer. You guys have a chance to like explore some of the gene splicing. And good God, Russell, that background's great.
Damn,
Quiz.
that is a Stonehenge right there.
I was looking for an image, and then I just came across a folder called Big Coffee Stout. So
Is that from the
So
thing?
That's
Yeah.
the president.
Oh,
Yeah, that was from
bless.
his birthday quiz.
Lol. That's not a color that you want to see on a grape. What the fuck is this?
what?
Look at this.
My food poisoning, so you don't eat that. Also,
It
I don't wanna-
it looks
I don't wanna see that.
like a spider's web or something. I wonder if I have a little friend in here.
I would, maybe not eat that.
Hello? Anyone?
It's not a good berry.
It's a bad berry.
It's a bad berry.
I mean, I washed them like thoroughly, so. I don't see anything. I'll not eat this one, but I won't be bothered with the rest of them. Oh well, there it is. Oh Jesus, I found a little spider. Hello. It looks like a little spider.
Was it in the grape?
It's no. Well, it's in the grapes, like in the group of it. Just it looks kind of dead. I mean, these have been in the fridge for a week and a half, so I imagine that would do the trick anyway. But
Do you have
I
spiders
do.
in your fridge?
no, like they would have come in like in the supermarket or in the like grape packing facility or whatever. Like we don't have spiders in our fridge. What the fuck?
Spiders might have brought jackets and, mixed up if you're alive.
I'm very sneakily crawling back into scenes that I'm not wearing pants.
You're not on cam, it's fine.
I am to you guys.
I mean, it could be worse. You could be on screen now.
Are we on sounds?
We are on sound. Yeah, everyone can hear this.
Oh,
yeah,
get this.
that's
Put your
fine.
pants back on.
No.
Peppa.
No. I will not put my pants back on. You can't force
This
me.
should have gone on your OnlyFans, Cactus, not on Twitch.
That's
Oh my
clearly
God.
how honoured we are as a D&D
Oh
group.
my
Is that we're the only one that gets to see pantsless Cactus.
It's true.
No one else gets that privilege.
Hey, but coming soon. Onlyfans.com/geekscodex.
One inspiration for pantsless Cactus.
Thank you.
We had the idea of making an OnlyFans if we had the crop tops as merch. I volunteered.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
Crop top merch.
Do people want merch?
Yeah,
Yes.
Alright.
Yeah,
I like crop tops.
same.
If you had a sticker with your face on it, I would put it on my jar on the other side.
I would not want a sticker of my face. I don't like looking at my own camera. Last thing I want to do is like plaster merchandise of me on things.
Well, I mean, the thing about the rest of us, though.
Could I have you or like
On a crop top.
No, I don't.
Yes.
Yes. Or on a bikini for like summer. Next year I go to Italy and I'm covering his face.
Should we get a poll?
We call it a brigini. 'Cause it's a
Yes.
Oh no,
Bikini.
that makes me feel skeevy. Ugh. I don't like that.
Skivvy?
Not skivvy, skeevy.
Skivvy?
You said the magic word.
Oh, I love Skippy.
Skippy's great, but that employer of hers.
I know. Poor Skippy.
Questionable lad.
No, Mart, no, don't you start typing it in chat. No. Bad. Bad, Mart. -1 inspiration, Mart. I can't take away Cactus's inspiration, I just give it to him. That'd be cruel. I don't know if Em has any inspiration to take.
No.
Oh, there's no
love
chance. Sad.
Mine.
Return to 0. Is it just because Mart doesn't have any inspiration left that he's now free to say, I shouldn't have taken inspiration away. Now there's nothing to threaten him with. How much inspiration does everyone have left?
An indeterminate
that
amount.
question.
Yes, revolt, as it is revolting.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna incinerate these grapes.
I can't say I'm a fan of this current trend.
You could say you're the only fan of this trend.
Don't forget to subscribe!
We need to do the jump test afterwards.
For just $4.99
I'd pay to
we
watch
bring
that.
you such classical content as the Brigini.
Brig, you
And
hope
the
you
jump
change
test,
your
yeah.
Twitch password, or maybe we can get in and just.
I have
stream.
two-factor authentication on, that's not gonna happen.
We have Shirley in the same house as you.
Yeah. Mhm.
There's a non-zero chance that your text will preview on the lock screen for a brief moment
No!
before it.
No!
Because
God,
mine
no.
does that.
Yeah.
Let's not be doing that now. What? No. No, Capo! No, you have cursed this episode! This episode is officially cursed now.
No dear.
I mean, maybe I could make them as merch just to sell them and say that I've done it.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Thanks, Cactus. Yes, we all understood why it was funny. Let's just pull wrong. No. Alright, we are down a Solgra for the rest of the session. Could someone do a stream for me, please? And I will have
Gotcha.
to real quick, like, mess with cameras.
Oops, I just got it.
Ah, nice one. Start moving all the cameras around. I don't like what I'm seeing in the form of Capo laughing. I haven't looked at the chat, but... Oh, God. Why?
Oh my.
Where is it? Where is it?
Just 2 minutes.
Oh.
English to uwu.
And this is why I had to pre-sort cameras.
We get a full readout of this
chat.
on stream. We need a full readout.
Please, Wiggy.
No.
Suggestion to improve this translator, say no. Perfect. Perfect.
Cactus, how the fuck
Yes.
do you have such quick access to this site?
Don't ask questions you're not prepared to hear the answer for.
I thought that was something like that.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
All it needs, Cactus, is an uwu.
It has one.
Yes.
Oh, yes, full stop, yes.
Yes. Oh my god.
Ooh, that's good. Okay, copy. It's for posterity's sake. Oh dear.
Alright, I'm gonna bring us back.
Wonderful.
Alright, we are back on the screen. We are returning.
Hi!
We are back for the second half of this episode. Which admittedly will be shorter than expected, but hey ho, that's just the way things go sometimes. And let me just switch back to the other map so you guys can see the map of the facility. Okay. Where do we get to? Oh yeah, you guys took the elevator down and you are now on level 6, the gene splicing facility.
Let's go towards the door, see if we can get through.
Okay, approaching the door. The door does open, revealing a small antechamber. A few smatterings of blood on the floor and a illuminated monitor. Reading the text on the monitor, you see it asking for some sort of authorization gem.
I believe we have one of those, don't we?
You may.
Mr. Gersha,
Oh,
I believe you're still holding that.
oh, sorry, I was dazing off into space there. You know, it's strange to think about space at a time like this, but that's how it goes. I'm going to grab this little gem, I guess, and put it to good use. And pop it towards the console. I assume it's around this big. I don't know, actually.
Yeah, again, it's marble-sized, standard marble. As you sort of wave it across the console, the door beside you, leading deeper into the facility, opens up, and you see that there is yet another antechamber as the door to it opens.
Okay, I guess we should go into... we have really no choice but to go through the antechamber.
That's it. That's the worst that can happen, right?
I wonder whether there's any more of those buttons around which I have to press. I'm kind of liking the old shocks, you know?
This door in front of you is actually already open. It's the only door of the 3 that you can see that is open.
Oh.
The other 2 doors have markings written on them in the same yellow text. Caporius, you are able to read the door to the on the left-hand side of the screen. So the door directly in front of you says access to level 7, and the door to your south, or to your left, reads gene splicing facility. The console to the north of this chamber has a readout on it just asking for your decision of which door to open.
What kind of mishaps could possibly go wrong in the gene splicing facility? I wonder.
Oh boy.
Should we try the door straight ahead?
You mean to level 7? Or the... what one?
I just pointed at the one straight ahead. Does it say level 7? I missed that, sorry.
Yeah, it says access to level 7.
Oh, well, no, would you want to do the door on the left, I say, very smartly, not stupidly.
I believe you're quite indecisive there, Caporius. You might
No.
Oh.
That couldn't be true.
Oh, okay. I mean, you are a dragonborn of high levels of wisdom.
You got them right.
Or, as the politically correct term is, according to Codex, dragon derivative.
That is... Shall we... I press the button as I ask. Shall we open the door?
Corporeus Carvalon. Genetic base.
See?
Dragon derivative.
It doesn't know everything, you know? It's just making an assumption.
Like, it didn't know that Eladrins were 10 feet tall.
Yeah,
Exactly. I'm with the Birdman. I'm alarmed by how often I've agreed with the Birdman today. But that's okay.
Data unavailable.
You feel that was in response to the Eladrin being 10 feet tall.
I caught that.
Well, at least someone cares about trees.
Alright, let's go and
Let's go to the door.
explore the facility.
So as you reach out and press the screen for the facility, the door to the south opens as the door to the east closes. So there's only one open door now, and it reveals a sort of crossroads in front of you. As you step through the door, you can see that there's an extraordinary amount of blood and biomass pooling on the ground. There are grates in the center of this cross-section, which seem to be draining the majority of what you can assume filled this room at one point. But for now, the floor remains simply stained.
Is there any sign of a direction of flow of the blood?
It seems to be flowing from the south, east, and west of you into the grate.
Is there any uphill?
Primarily, you see that the doors to your left and right, that is where the majority of the staining seems to be coming from.
Red lights are just decorative, aren't they?
They appear to be emergency lights in this case, yes.
Okay. Shall we... Oh, I kind of don't want to step on the grate. It looks a bit dodge. But we do need to go through, so... What are we thinking?
Jump. We jump
We could
across.
jump. kind of stick around the edge. We need to choose a direction to go into. Like, if we jump past that, that's... We're looking at the big map here, so that's a big jump, isn't it?
5 feet.
Well, I could just, well, like pick people up and just put them across one by one.
I suppose so. Also, is it 5 feet? Is it not more on this map? Are we not more zoomed out?
We are more zoomed out, yes.
Okay, how much is a square?
1 square on this would be 3 squares by 3 squares on a regular map. So 15 by
15
15
then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could move, from corner to corner. I could.
Is it a solid grade, or is it just small? Is it just a suggestion?
Sorry, I just wanted to see what you're going to do here, but it is. It looks fairly solid and robust. The drain beneath the grate looks to only be about a foot under it in most places, and it just seems to be specific holes that are bored into the concrete below the grate that are draining the biomatter away.
I mean, surely they wouldn't put a trap on gene splicing facility, right? That seems
you think it's
off, right?
logical to conclude that this is more a functional part of the facility designed specifically to do this rather than a trap.
Drain flow.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna step on the grate.
As you step on the grate, it does make a ungodly terrifying creak, as you're already quite cautious to it. But other than making a very loud creaking noise, nothing else happens.
Okay, which direction are we going? M, what are you feeling? Left, right, or center?
Left.
Is that your left or the map left? Alright.
I assume our left.
My left, yes.
Yeah. As you step closer to the door, it automatically begins to open for you. It's a very slow mechanism, and the whole steel door in front of you creaks and grinds as it is recessed into the wall, eventually revealing a chamber containing a tank. This entire room has a green glow. The tank itself seems to be filled with a green liquid of an unidentifiable origin. Within the green liquid, you do see biomass. You're uncertain as to the origin of it, although Shreed, looking closer, you can kind of tell from just a quick moment's study, and especially watching to see if anything reacts, that this doesn't appear to be the Plagiaris praepotens or Zigu.
Okay. I let the party know that it's probably safe, but wouldn't drink it.
Does the liquid look green as well?
The liquid is green, yes. There is stuff floating in the liquid.
Chunks.
Chunks. There are chunks in the liquid.
So
Drink it.
Is
What
it?
kind of chunks?
So it's like an open pool.
No, it's more of a glass tank that reaches all the way up to the ceiling. The ceiling is about 50 feet high.
Oh,
That's longer.
That's a lot of chunks.
it's 10 times my height.
As you stand around watching it and inspecting it for a moment, from the very bottom of the tank is a loud sort of deep gurgle, and a few large bubbles rise from the bottom of the tank and sort of float up past the chunks in the water before vanishing into the roof.
Is this being used?
I believe so, and without being the bearer of bad news, when you get a feeling that that's how do I say, like foreshadowing events to come if we keep descending this facility. And
No, that doesn't sound like a
that's too on
thing.
the nose, surely.
Nah.
I feel like yeah, I mean, I feel like if we are not careful, we might actually find out what is in this tube.
At the point.
I am actually quite terrified of that, to be honest. I mean, the things upstairs were pretty nasty, and even though I was on a bit of a holiday in its stomach, it didn't, I didn't leave a good review on the old the old adventurer's advisor. But that's about it.
While you're sort of mentioning this to the party, you're still kind of looking at the tank, and with your visage active, you are able to get a far better look through this liquid that the other party members are. And you can clearly make out that amongst these black specks that are floating and the larger chunks, with your ability to see better through this cloudy green mixture, you do make out specific chunks to be rather large chunks of flesh. You're not certain what the origin of this flesh is, but it does seem to be flesh all the same.
Does the flesh look like it's like being affected by like any sort of whatever, or does it like it's been torn, or?
It looks like it's been it looks like it's been torn. It looks,
guys,
however, the
seem-
meat would look if it had been like mechanically reconstituted. Oh, camera broke.
And I don't think I'd be able to see any kind of like what kind of flesh it is. Like I won't be able to discern that from looking at it through green gunk, I assume.
No, you won't really. Well, you could, but the bits that were large enough to be identifiable, you aren't sure what the source of it would be. You're not sure what kind of creature like that particular flesh would be. It doesn't look human. The much larger chunks. You could maybe assume that amongst this there is more than one source of the meat.
Guys, I don't think this is a exposure chamber or whatever. Like it feels like this is feeding something. Those are big chunks of meat, and they're not exactly whatever.
That's a big waste of chunks. Dear God.
I mean, they're fleshy chunks. They're not chunks. Unless
Chunks are chunks. No need to discriminate, though. I'll happily take a shower here, but this...
I feel
what would they be
having
feeding?
a conversation with Bush Shark Corporeus at the minute.
Huh?
I feel like I'm in a conversation with both of you, like the obsession with chunks and the obsession with flesh.
Yeah, I don't have any obsession with chunks.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
chunks are the best, I agree.
Right, noted.
Anyway,
Wrists.
constituted wrists. I do not want to know what that... Well, actually, we kind of know what that looks like, thanks to Sharid here. But it's...
Huh? I did nothing wrong.
The big reveal
Anyway,
is that they were working on making wrist nuggets all along. It's a fast food chain gone wrong.
Maybe that's what they're doing, just trying to satiate the hunger of the wrists rather than trying to get rid of them. But anyway, I think that whatever's in here is obviously, well, alive and kicking, as we've seen by the bubbles. And it's being fed. Em, what would you like to say to the group?
Is there any sort of text or label on this tank?
Yes, along the bottom in faded yellow paint, along the rim, reads Biomass Tank 1.
I will say it's feeding a biomass tank 1. That's what it's doing. You're welcome. And then I sit on the floor.
Like
With
slight,
my blanket. I still have my blanket from the bed.
You do.
slight world view check. Would we have ever encountered anything that looks like, quote unquote, a panzer or anything like that? Like anything referred to as a tank?
Sharid in the helicopter.
Outside of the non-canon messing around with the helicopter, I don't think any of you... Actually, maybe Fanny Boss. Fanny Boss would be the only one, I think, that would have potentially had any run-ins with the kind of siege weaponry that would be referred to as a tank. Dwarven engineering is really rather advanced. I mean, it's not like they're running around with, like, you know, an Abrams or anything, but...
No, but
they
you
definitely
got the
got,
fantasy
like,
equivalent of, yeah.
Like, dwarves definitely have tracked vehicles with mortars attached to them, which you would consider a tank. Because dwarves do like their machines of war.
Fair play. Well, I don't know what this tank is, but I know what the biomass is, I think. We've encountered quite a lot of it. And I don't like that.
Interesting. Well, I can agree with that.
Bucky takes this moment to remind you that each and every one of you, technically, is biomass.
Does that mean I'm a risk, Bucky?
No, that does not mean that you are a risk, Gershaw.
Bucky, can you tell us what is in this container? Or this long green thing?
And Bucky makes a short blipping noise for a second before saying, "Sorry, I was just interrupting Codex. I think you know what Codex had to say about the situation."
Is it data unavailable?
It very well may have been data unavailable.
Do you know?
I have been unable to discern the actual materials kept in this tank, Gershaw. There are bits and pieces of data available in the download that I have done, but nothing specific. It appears to be collected biomass from across the facility, so there are a number of things that could be in this tank.
I understood about half those words. Like, I do not know what a download is, but I assume that it is down and loady. But
do not worry about it, Gershaw. I have been unable to find the specific answer you are searching for. In short,
okay.
The tank could contain any number of different creatures, in part.
Would you think that this might be like a feeding chamber, like my assumption, or do you think I'm completely wrong?
If I were to hazard a guess, this would be a tank used for raw materials for fueling a larger process.
Oh. Well, I guess I was wrong then. And I'm proceed to turn my back to the tank and just sort of like start wandering off somewhere.
Bucky closes saying, "That is simply my personal assessment. I am not infallible, Gershaw."
But you are much smarter than I.
Do you remember that time when the Asgardians took a bunch of different pieces and put you back together?
No.
I wonder if this tank is not just one of those things to put all the pieces in.
I remember being in complete agony for about a few hours and a lot of squelching. I don't remember much else.
Yeah, that's probably the stuff that they injected you with, but like, you know, like with slightly different chunks in it.
Remind me, because I think I might have forgot the specifics of that. Did I actually say that it was happening for hours? Or is that just something Gershaw remembers it taking hours, even though it wasn't?
I mean, it happened during the entire time that they were talking about everything.
Yeah, but I think in-game, I don't think it was literal hours. I think you were gone for maybe, like, 45 minutes to an hour. But I like the idea that Gershaw remembers it as, like, multiple hours.
It must have felt like hours.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
if you're being stabbed, like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh my god.
It was definitely 4 or 5 hours. It's like, 45 minutes, dude.
Well, however long it was, I was in excruciating pain for a long period of time. And my brain kind of switched off for a bit, you know?
I have a feeling that this might be just like a holding tank of materials for some kind of genetic process like that.
Okay, well, I'm just like visibly shuddering whilst making that realization of like, what could be that big then to require that amount of chunks?
I raise my hand. Me. I want to inject it.
You're not that big though. Like this thing is huge, and you are similar size to me.
I mean, I bet it could be piped out and like injected directly
into you.
Well, we'll see. I wonder if there's other machines here.
Okay. I want out before any of this chaos ensues.
Bucky
Guys, you're on your own.
interjects- Bucky interjects after Gershaw finishes speaking with, Codex informs me of their own theory that perhaps it is not the size of the tank or the size of the creature it is attempting to make, but rather the quantity.
Or how you use it.
Correct, M.
Are we talking about an army here?
Data unavailable.
Whatever that noise was, I did not like it, and I think we should be moving quickly.
Sorry, I just hiccuped.
That wasn't even Sirenscape.
What?
I hiccuped.
I mean, those are Sirenscape sounds. The one that Cactus made was not me.
I'm sorry.
Shareed, when the hell did you learn to make that noise?
Data unavailable.
What the hell is data? I don't know. Like, everyone keeps saying it, and I've just been sort of going along with it because
It's
like it makes
information.
it easier. Oh, I don't have a lot of that, so we're gonna keep. I'll just keep agreeing amicably.
A hiccup is what happens when God hates you, and it makes air fill up your lungs in the wrong way, and then you have to expel it through magic.
I don't believe in gods until recently when I found out I was half crustacean.
Yeah, like, have you ever made
A dream?
noises before?
Also, Shareed, and only Shareed, in your mind, you don't hear any specific words said to you, but you do get the unmistakable feeling of disappointment from not just Bucky, but also Codex, and you feel it attached to the way that you pronounce the word data.
What did I say?
You said data.
Oh, that's fine. That's a Canadian thing.
At least it was not the.
I mean, an Eric Cochran thing.
You get a distinct impression that Codex will not accept that as an answer. Bucky is a little more sympathetic.
It's if we're done staring at the big green thing, can we maybe as I'm sure a lot of things we like to do, get a wriggle on?
Yes.
Sure.
As you step back from the tank, a second gurgle is heard and another few bubbles rise through the tank.
Voice in the sky, can you make that be quiet, please? I don't like it.
And after some time, clearly are both Bucky and Codex not really knowing how to respond. You simply get
Data unavailable.
and you hear Bucky say, yes, likewise.
I guess we explore.
Yeah.
Alright, where are you going now?
Throw it ready opposite door.
Sure.
Alright. Again, the door opens and you are met with an identical but mirrored chamber.
I ask Aporius if he notices a difference in the chunk density, quality, and size.
What's going on with the chunks?
Gaborius, you notice no real difference in the density of chunks or size. It seems to be a similar smattering and variation of chunks. Gershaw, looking through the tank, however, you can clearly make out that one of these chunks is or was human.
Yeah, there's like bits that look like me in there.
Looking closer, you find that to be a little bit more accurate than how you were intending to say that. In that you notice that the skin still visible on some of the chunks that are human. Looks to be a A bright red.
Can I look at it even closer, like, and just really squint at it?
Really squinting at it and like sort of waiting as the chunks float and twist and turn in the water. You do start to notice that parts of this could theoretically be from you.
Guys, is it normal to see literal parts and chunks of you in big green tubes?
I think it might be like a waste container then, maybe? Like, definitely, I think it's related to you and whatever the big boys did to you in their squelchy chamber.
Must be the accent.
I do not know what you're referring to, but didn't I become red because they put the red on me?
No. You were red in the first place. They just turned you into a red and bird.
Oh, then yeah, this must be a like what you're saying, like a bin, but for
Looking
flesh.
into the tank, Kershaw, you are suddenly struck with memories from the immediate moments after your quote-unquote surgery, in that the room in where the Asgardian tret you for the Sibriex curse, when you did actually go back into that room for that moment, you did see what looked like the shell or segments of you remaining laid on the table. And if you remember, this is before you went back to face Fieri.
Wait, sorry, say it again, sorry. I was listening and heard you, and then my brain just kind of went, no, information gone.
So when
like
you
real life.
after you
Oh,
dealt
gosh.
with after the Asgard had fixed you to deal with the curse of Fieri, the shirt and everything that was all stuck to you, you do remember that when you burst back into that room moments later during the RP that was happening at the time, that you did spot remaining on the operating table was huge chunks and almost a second carcass that looked like your near Sibriex form.
Okay, so I believe this is this is going to sound really gross. So anyone out there who does not like to hear gross things, I believe you should cover your ears. But that is excess me. Like literal, like the growth that I guess I was becoming. That was all severed off of me in various different ways, and I remember that, and that was extremely painful because you ever been cut open over and over and over again over a long period of time? Well, no. Well, I have, and it sucks. And when I did finally regain some consciousness, and I do remember seeing that on a shiny table, covered in viscera and blood.
Cool.
But we always thought you were a bit much. So.
Well, there's the rest of me.
Oh. I wonder if that's the accent part of you.
Yeah, and Sharid, I do not give you any permission to do anything with that. Absolutely not.
Nah.
But if it's you, then there would be two yous. But if they both...
Do you think that's a good idea? I'm sorry, but there can only be one possessor.
Normally, I'd take more than two.
There can only be one possessor of the floor at one moment in time, and that is me right now. There can never be two of me, or else that would cause a paradox beyond which is of your comprehending, as it is mine.
How are you gonna be sure that all the floor in the world is yours if there's only one of you? And I mean, I'm not that
That's exactly
big,
how
but you're
I
not that big
know that all the
either.
floor is mine, because there's only one of me, and the floor is owned by me. So therefore, all the floor is mine. If there was two of me, then there'll be some sort of accords drawn up to divide the floor up, and that becomes complicated, which is what the paradox is, because I cannot read very well.
But think about all those poor square footage of empty floors. How
And that is
lonely
mine.
they must feel because you're not on that.
Do you know the world? We'll make 100%
Which
of that,
one?
the floor, like just all of the world, any of the world, all of the planes.
The floor in my plane ain't yours, bitch.
Even the ones that are, even the ones that have been conceptualized by people in books, fictitious or non. I have made claim to all of it.
Is the floor in the phallic barbarian yours?
Yes,
How do you know?
because it is.
Prove it.
Done. I just need to be here, and the floor is mine. It is my dominion, or domain. And now I've grown wings. I believe that it is some sort of like string of fate that the sky will soon become my claim to. But I do not want to be outlandish and try that, because I cannot fly. But the floor is...
Like, the more you talk about owning the sky, like, the closer you hear, like... like, getting just, like, closer and closer to your face.
And you just like, next to
Yeah, I just like lean in further and further and further. Until you just see, like, nothing but, like, a giant beak, like, in front of your eyes.
Well,
And I just say, you what?
Yeah, Sharid, it's well known that I own the floor, and you know, that's just how it is. But it goes beyond that, because as I became crustacean, that became the sea floor, and anything underwater, which has contact with any kind of form of floor. So I believe it only be a righteous.
There is no sky floor.
I believe it to be righteous indignation that if someone can travel on it, then it can become floor of some kind.
There's no sky floor.
Okay, well, I'm just going to keep on walking, because I feel like my explanation is being quite lengthy.
I was enjoying that.
Beyond all your
I
understanding.
went all the places.
As you
I'm sure
finish
we'll
your...
miss you in the saddest fashion. Spread your wings and fly.
That's if I could
As you
change.
finish your explanation of why you own the floor and wander around the corner to the final door, Gershel, stepping up to the door, you don't even have to press anything. There's no flashing light, no button to press. The door simply opens before you as you approach it.
Finally, the respect I deserve.
Looking into this antechamber, you see a strange and complex machine towering in the center of the room. All around this machine on the floor lies another much larger grate. Various speckles and splattering of blood and other substances stain the walls and the floor. The smell of rot is strong here. As you walk in, on the left and the right are small tanks attached to the walls. A small amount of green fluid seems to be slowly moving through them, occasionally carrying a chunk or two through them and then disappearing into the wall. The machine in the center of the room is flanked on either side by large consoles with the same glass screens built into them. And there are 4 corridors leading off of this antechamber.
I'm gonna go inspect the consoles and see what they read.
Which one are you going to?
Let's go to the left one.
Okay, so Sharid, as you approach this leftmost console, you begin reading over the readouts on screen. It looks like something is running. Some sort of operation is already in process. And as you do some quick calculations for time, it appears that it has been running for a significant portion of time now. And has... it has had several results that appear to be listed as failures or substandard. Also, can someone stream again? Camera's broke. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know why it keeps doing that.
No idea. Reading through the information on screen, slowly but surely, you begin to piece together what is actually happening. It looks as if something in this specific level of the facility is running on autopilot. It seems to be a process for creating something. It's only after a few pages of readouts that you eventually find the subject of this process, and it simply reads as Clone 1701.
Can I find out what the original 1701 is?
You do your best to examine this console and look for further readouts, but whatever's happening with this process, with it running, it's blocking you from seeing anything further. Sort of like an always on top window.
Okay. I'm gonna tell this to the party and say, I think we should maybe try and find a way to close it down. Do you think that's safe?
Well, closing
It's running
down.
a cloning program right now. Maybe we should stop it from running. It's been running forever.
Well, that set of alarms, though.
And do you reckon this is related to the big man upstairs? I'm not referring to any deity or anything like that. I'm talking about the Asgardian.
I don't know. They haven't had any contact with this level, so they've been running their own process up there. I think this one is safe to turn off, for now, at least.
But what is it running? What is it cloning?
It's running a cloning system of Clone 1701, and I can't find out what that is unless we turn it off.
Is that the amount?
You
Codex.
could make an assumption that it is the number of the clone.
Codex, Bucky, anybody with know-how on this? Like, answer my shouting.
You hear Bucky telling you, Gershel, I have no knowledge of this level of the facility. And as you... Sorry, someone just caught my reference in chat, goddammit. Nice one, bro. As you speak out loud, Gershel, a door behind you opens, leading into another part of this facility.
Huh.
Macaroons.
That looks like more tanks.
Oh. I thought they looked like macaroons.
Tanks of macaroons.
Hope they're gluten-free.
Are they macarons or macarons? Or are they two separate things?
I think they might be the separate things.
Are you entering into this room?
Yes.
Entering
Let's do
into
it.
this particular room, you can see a containment chamber in front of you, similar to the ones that the Sibrieks upstairs were held in. Only this one, there's a very high-pitched mechanical whirring noise working away, and through the window in the side, sort of the viewing area, you see the occasional flashes of red and blue light from inside the chamber. Pieces of, well, chunks float through the attached tanks on either side of the chamber. It appears that these chunks and liquid are coming through the walls in pipes to be visible in these tanks before vanishing into the containment chamber.
Do you reckon this is related to Fieri?
I couldn't tell you.
I'm gonna go stick my face into the window. Have a little look.
Alright, Gershaw, as you get closer and you sort of lean down to look through the viewing area, there is a swirling of liquids inside this chamber. Almost like lightning, flashes of red and blue streak from the furthest edges of the chamber into the center. Chunks swirl around a figure, and it takes your eyes a moment to adjust as the lights continue to flash on the inside. Lasers, what appear like lightning from the edge, converge, and you can see it stitching pieces of flesh together and melding them. And as your eyes eventually settle, you're able to begin to see detail in this figure. And staring back at you with a glazed look in its eyes, unmoving, seemingly unaware of the presence of anything or anyone around it, is your own face staring back at you. And that is where we're going to end this week's session.
Oh, oh, cheeky.
Yeah.
Uh,
Floor wasn't yours.
A new contended approaches.
I think there's gonna be a very soon. There's gonna be a. Would it be a suicide?
The implications of killing your clone. Is it suicide? Is it homicide?
Yeah, yeah.
But there we go. That will wrap up this week's exploration of the Cold Forge.
Okay, now.
With the revelation of a clone of Gershaw. Now you have a whole week to ponder over the... Is Gershaw simply the 1701st subject? Or is he currently looking at the 1701st clone?
Does he
that-
look like current Gersha or more human Gersha?
I didn't. I'm not changed.
Yeah, kind of looks like he used to, but with wings now. Like, he got decontaminated,
Right.
he's not red anymore, so he is back to...
Right.
But even when I
We
was
can only see the face.
Yeah, the face is the same. He's got a few extra feathers currently that haven't quite gone anywhere, but it's not like full-on Aarakocra like Shreed.
Okay.
He's much
More
closer to human now.
importantly, are any of the 1701 clones wearing the new summer collection of swimwear?
Gershaw, looking through the porthole in the containment chamber, you can see that the clone of you is in fact wearing a, what were we calling it? The Brigini? And the burritos?
Oh,
That is not canon, I'm not having that in the game. It's not
Can
not
he
allowed.
be wearing a brimming cap as well?
In the alternate universe where all the silly things happen, yes, that is exactly how you find him. In the canon universe, no, that is not allowed.
Aww. Sad.
In the same universe where Potion 7 takes place, he is definitely wearing those things.
We should go there at some point.
Bronze, no, Brack, no, stop adding to it. Anyway, that is all we have time for this week with our reveal in the Cold Forge. I can see Charles looking very confused, and I can't wait to have him realise what's going down in this floor, because it's kind of cool. Anyway, with that,
Oh, I'll change a bit.
has it clicked now?
Yeah.
Alrighty, so we were joined by Third Fret Capo playing Caporius Carolon, who didn't die this week, despite claims to the opposite.
I don't know why I worried, because I barely get hit in battles anyway. I just kind of stand at the sidelines and always go unscathed.
There's a wall of meat between you and combat, so you're kind of safe. If they'd eaten more of you, then you might have been screwed.
My job is to keep the wall of meat safe,
Yes.
therefore keeping myself safe.
And of course, as always, we are joined by Violin Solo playing M, who is still in winter form, but at least wrapped up in a very fancy blanket.
Yes. It has the what you call them, arm wraps. Sleeves! That's how you call them.
Oh, it's a snuggie. Or a slanket.
Or a blanket if it has your face on it.
And of course, joined by Perpetual Sleepy Boy, AODHQ, playing Oscar. I'm not even sure if A is actually still awake at this point. Okay, we'll assume that A has passed out, but thanks for joining us, A. It's always a pleasure. And somehow trying to start a cult in my own chat, and clearly everyone's chanting he did nothing wrong, but we'll let God be the decider of that. We are joined by Cactus Room playing Shareed.
I did nothing wrong.
I feel like half of the people watching this are just waiting for Shareed to do something very wrong while in the Cold Forge.
Yeah, but you say that as if I haven't done anything wrong because I haven't, so we're just waiting for me to do something wrong because therefore I haven't done anything wrong yet. Confirmed by God himself, I've done nothing wrong.
I feel your logic is less convincing than Gershaw's.
Doesn't matter.
And saving everybody's ass, also with the power of fire, is Russell_the Dude playing Fanny Boss, who, alongside Shareed, did massive damage to the enemies I thought would actually maybe kill one of them this week. Makes me sad, but also very happy you survived. Well done, Russell. And, of course, joined, as always, by the ever-present guitarist CR, playing Gershaw. But which Gershaw?
The one that got eaten and managed to do just under 100 damage and stun one of them.
Now that you mention it, it doesn't sound like the real one, does it?
No, it does
That's
sound
true.
kind of off.
He's been pretty effective for a few weeks now.
And the accent is wrong.
Turns out the real Gersha was the Chunks all along.
Maybe this party has
lost
already
it then.
suffered its first character death without even realizing it.
Did the character realize it?
No, we did not.
Gershaw is a clone. I'm gonna return old Gershaw. We miss him.
Floor. Claim the floor, everyone.
It's when
We
I
miss
edit
the man who can't land a punch.
Floor is not yours anymore.
It's when I edit his character sheet next week to have a number at the end of his name. Gershaw 1700.
That sounds like I have some sort of TV show and action figure line, and I would like dividends of that, please.
We'll get on the merch deal right away. And finally, only able to join us for the first half of this week's session, and hopefully back next week, was Shalif Eddy playing Solgra, who, now that she's fighting things that don't have bludgeoning resistance, did a fair amount of damage. A lot of welly to some of those wrists. Maybe I should rethink some of these resistances in the Cold Forge. Because you guys are... M shaking her head.
No, I think we're fine.
Yes, because I'm going to stack up these horrible encounters and have you finish them in 2 turns. Although I feel like the combat was pretty quick at the time.
I didn't do anything this combat. I was just there going...
Yeah, because if you did sneak attack, it would have been like 1 turn before.
But
the monsters were dead.
piercing...
Yeah, piercing. They weren't resistant to that. That would have been, that would have been massive damage. You are too powerful, Em. You have to be nerfed.
By the way, calling it now, BBEG of the campaign, an army of 1,699 Gershaws.
Yes. And I will
That's what I
unleash
see
the
happening.
crew
We should
and
kill
convert
them.
half of them into Riz so that they fight amongst themselves, and we don't have to deal with any of them.
If they're all the same as Gershaw with Gershaw's stats, you guys are a little bit screwed. Because one Gershaw, yeah, the 6 of you could probably take him. An army of Gershaws kind of leaves you with very little you can do against it.
No.
Action, economy, and stunning strike alone ends you in about 3 turns.
Yeah.
We have a bird. He will release genocide.
You do realise I have immunity to poison.
But not
We'll find
immediately
something.
turning into a Riz Slayer.
Yeah, but then you have to fight wrist shores. I don't know if that's a good idea.
No, the Rishaws will fight the Gershaws because they're close to each other and they're full of hate. and they will attack everything.
And then the floor collapses, and so does all that you believe in. And so you just have a breakdown and die.
Sorry, I trailed
This
off
is
in
what I
thought
meant
there
by
about...
accords, and this is what I mean by things being too complicated, because the second we agree on a set of rules, we all realise we cannot read anything.
Sorry, I trailed off in thought there, wondering if a rickshaw was a form of transport.
There's a rickshaw.
A rickshaw. A rickshaw.
Yeah, but if it's a chariot pulled by a rickshaw, is that a rickshaw?
I was riding on the back of Frombo today. That's kind of a rickshaw.
Yeah.
A rickshaw is like a bicycle.
Yeah.
That's a question that we can definitely examine at a later date. Maybe with merchandise or in-game complications. Anyway, and of course I have been your Dungeon Master, Geeks Codex, trying my best to deal with new hardware and make sure everything runs okay. Hopefully this was not completely terrible to watch. I think I got most of it sorted out. But I will promise you that it'll be better next week once I've had a chance to fix some of the problems that have been annoying me all night with this setup. But on that note, we're going to head off, and you guys have a great rest of your week. And if you want more D&D during the weekend, don't forget to check out the campaign on Cactus channel on a Sunday night, because that's shaping up to be very different from the Ebon Death, apart from I still get to be a villain somehow. It's my favourite.
Oh, did you see the VOD of last Sunday?
I may or may not know a few things about the VOD, yes.
Oopsie daisy.
Anyway, we'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.